step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Come on, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Get loose. It's your Tuesday morning. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso right on SABC3. Put it there, my man. Looking smart, looking smart, looking
dapper,
fancy.
giving it to the people. This one is for the people.
I love the energy, man. I love the energy. Thank you very much for joining in. It's going to be a brilliant Tuesday. Your Monday is done. We can relax now and just get on with the week, man. No more Monday blues.
That's right, man. Lots on the show this morning. It's going to be an exciting one. It's almost a full house with the whole family here. Leanne is back. All our girls are back. We've missed them. But we're taking a look rather at the AFI Fashion Week and how they celebrate African fashion in that space, right?
Absolutely, man. African fashion is taking it to the next level. We have some talented, incredible designers doing some phenomenal things as well. And then we are going to be hanging out with Big Star Johnson, our musical guest this morning. We're going to get to know him, and he's going to bring his rapping vibes to our studio.
Ah, man, that's so awesome. And also, you know, I like that we're constantly finding fresh, interesting, and exciting ways to educate our kids. And this time around, we're taking a look at educating kids through cosplay, which is all about getting into different characters and dressing up. I'd enjoy that so much.
I love that. And I know that esports has been gaining a huge momentum over the past couple of years as well. And I love it that they're using it as an educational tool as well. And it sounds like fun, man. Dressing up, come on.
Should be.
And listen, and then also it's Tuesday, but it's no ordinary Tuesday. It's hashtag Tuesday Tunes with Cat, man. Once again, we're going to have a whole lot of smiles and good vibes going around. You just have three songs you get to choose. You can just log on to our social media pages and then pass your vote. It's as easy as that. And then we will perform.
Well, that's all we've got for you. And lots more, rather. That's all we can tell you about right now. Right now, though, time for us to check in with the news.
Thanks, gentlemen, and a very good morning to you at home. We start off with your national news. Transport Minister Blade Nzimande has appealed to both the passenger rail agency PRASA and railway safety regulator to find an out-of-court settlement in the interest of millions of metro rail commuters. This comes after PRASA launched a court bid to challenge the decision by the rail safety regulator to suspend its safety permits. The Congress of South African Trade Unions has also expressed concerns over this, saying it will impact on train commuters who cannot afford alternative transport and risk losing their jobs. The court ruling is expected this Thursday. And staying with more local news, the Western Cape Environmental Affairs Department has received almost 974 million rand from National Treasury for disaster recovery programs and projects. The City of Cape Town received the lion's share of the Environmental Affairs Department's drought funding. This is especially for the Cape Flats, the Table Mountain Group and Atlantis Aquifer projects. Now, 28.9 million rand is being spent on emergency boreholes in the Theewaterskloof area. The Oudtshoorn municipality has received 30 million rand for the drought alleviation efforts, and 170 million rand has been transferred to the Provincial Agricultural Department to help farmers buy feed. And moving to news abroad, at least 53 people were killed when an oil tanker crashed in the Democratic Republic of Congo at the weekend, and this is according to the Health Ministry. The tanker collided with another vehicle and caught fire on a highway 120 kilometers west of the capital, Kinshasa. The Health Ministry said 72 people were injured and warned that the death toll could rise further. President Joseph Kabila has declared 3 days of mourning for the victims of the disaster. And moving down under, a plan to advertise a horse race on the sales of Sydney Opera House has prompted a huge backlash in Australia. The World Heritage listed site will show the advert today after an order to this effect by the New South Wales Premier. Critics say the decision defies Sydney's Opera House rules by effectively creating a billboard for the racing and gambling industries. But others, including Prime Minister Scott Morrison, have defended it as a positive for the economy and tourism. And since Friday, more than 160,000 people have signed an online petition. That's where we leave your headlines, but let's take a first look at your sport for this morning.
And a very good morning to all our sports fans out there. Now, the round of 16 fixtures for the 2018 Telkom Knockout have been decided after yesterday's draw in Joburg. Now, the 2017 champions Bidvest Wits opened their title defence against last season's Nedbank Cup winners Free State Stars. Elsewhere, Kaizer Chiefs take on Black Leopards, Sundowns are up against Bloem Celtics, while Orlando Pirates tackle Chippa United. The round of 16 matches will be played next weekend with venues and kick-off times still to be confirmed. In other footballing news, former Bafana striker Sean Bartlett has joined the national soccer team coaching staff ahead of their African Cup of Nations qualifier against Seychelles this weekend. Now, Bartlett, a former Golden Arrows and University of Pretoria manager, will serve as an assistant coach on a game-by-game basis with the option of extending. Bafana are in AFCON qualifying action this Saturday as they take on Seychelles in Soweto. Moving on, the 30-player shortlist of the 2018 Ballon d'Or has been released, which sees Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric headlining the nominees. After already taking home the 2018 FIFA Best Player Award and UEFA Player of the Season, Luka Modric will be a firm favourite to take the Golden Prize at the awards ceremony in Paris on the 3rd of December. Other players up for the award include Antoine Griezmann, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane and Eden Hazard. And finally, the University of Free State took home the 2018 Varsity Netball Trophy last night after beating the University of Pretoria in Bloemfontein. UF's Kofsi stunned and outplayed the defending champions as they saw out a 63-59 win to claim their third Varsity Netball crown. Kofsi's Lefebvre Rademan was named player of the match, while her teammate Kanyisa Chawane was voted player of the tournament. And that's a roundup of the sporting headlines on this morning.
Let's quickly take a first look at your temperatures and your weather going into your Tuesday morning. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And before we do so, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures showing us what it looks like in your parts of the world. And this morning, Rodney David Governor sent us this beautiful sunrise from Durban Harbour. And he says this picture was taken at the end of a long shift at the King Edward VIII Hospital. What a way to end your shift, David. Rodney, thank you very, very much for that picture. It looks beautiful. You can expect some warm weather conditions reaching a maximum of 26 degrees today in your area. Thank you very much once again for that picture. Continue sending your pictures. We'd love to see what you wake up to, what it looks like in your parts of the world. Post those pictures on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. With regards to your temperatures going into your Tuesday, Polokwane 11 minimum this morning, reaching a high of 27. Mandela 11.26. Pretoria 14.30. Johannesburg 14.28. Mahikeng 16.31. Klerksdorp 14.32. Kimberley 16.34. Bloemfontein on 10 minimum, reaching a high of 32 degrees. Richards Bay 19.28, Pietermaritzburg 13.30, Durban 19.26, Mthatha 14 and a very hot 36 today. East London starting off on 18, reaching a high of 30. Cradock 14.37, also scorcher. Port Elizabeth 16.26, George 14.24, Sutherland on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 31. Cape Town 16.22, Worcester 13.34, Springboks 12.33, and Uppington also very hot today, starting off on 20, reaching a high of 36 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll keep you updated throughout the course of the morning. I've got another weather update for you heading your way in half an hour's time, as well as your traffic.
Well, definitely, without a doubt, one of my favorite days in the week. It's Tuesday, and that means Tuesday Tunes with Katlego Maboe. He gives you 3 options of songs to choose from on social media. And what happens with a band live and direct on the Expresso show, he performs them for you. So we've given you the 3 options on social media this morning. We've given you Nkilo Nkilo by Miriam Makeba. We've given you Wake Me Up, Alu Black, as well as Senorita, Justin Timberlake. And you have to make your voice heard by commenting and letting us know which songs you want to be hearing. So Ntabise Nkwale says, I once saw Cat perform on Mystique Roulette. I believe the show is called, but I stand to be corrected on SABC2. He has a beautiful voice. Wake Me Up by Alu Black. Bongikosi Rasi says, morning fam. Wake Me Up, Alu Black, even though I will not be able to watch the performance because of school, or someone's going to watch it for you and enjoy it, Bongikosi. Stephanie Norris says, Wake Me Up. Back to school today, so need that song. Miguel Pina also says, morning team, it's back to school today. Can Katlego please sing Perfect by Ed Sheeran? Well, it's not on the list today, but you can definitely put that in as a request for next time. Let us know. #Expresso Show.
I was like, oh yes,
Looking
and he's like,
forward
it's
to-
not today.
Hey, we might actually put that on the list for next week, so then in the weeks to come. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, game review time for all our gamers out there, and Forza Horizon 4 is what we're checking out.
And Princess, if you don't mind, we'll start off with a croissant, pretty please.
Yes.
And then, of course, how's this? Teaching kids through dressing up and cosplay. What a great way to educate children. And we've got a very interesting story that we'll be bringing to you after the break.
Unleash that creativity. So, Princess,
Thank
I'll
you,
also have a
Princess.
croissant and then just, yes, cappuccino. You know my favorite.
Oh.
Thank you.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
Sì. Yo. 4 nuovi sopra il Dresden. Questa te tornetta. Here we go. On that sunny day, didn't know I'd be such a beautiful girl walking down the street. See those bright brown eyes with tears coming down. She deserves a crown. Where is it now? Mama, listen, señorita, I feel for you. You deal with things that you don't have to. He doesn't love you, I can tell by his charm. But you can feel this real love if you just going fast in my mind. Girl, don't you slow it down. If we carry on this way, this thing might leave the ground. How would you like to fly? That's how my queen should. But she still deserves a crown. Hasn't it been found? Mama, listen, señorita, I feel for you, feel for you. You deal with things that you don't have to. He doesn't love you, I can tell by his charms. But you can feel this real love.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. It's a beautiful Tuesday. I hope you're getting yourself into the zone. But now we all know that, we live in a world that's constantly changing and life seems to be getting faster and faster by the day. So as we welcome today, the 9th of October, we take a look at exactly what it is that happened today in history.
That's right. Well, listen, a very interesting one, because on this day in 2012, Malala Yousafzai survived an attempted assassination on her way home from an exam. Now, the attack was in retaliation for her activism concerning equal education for women. And I mean, she's one of the youngest. In fact, she is the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. So
Wow.
she's doing incredible things.
Absolutely incredible work all over the world, really. 1986, on this day, the hit musical, The Phantom of the Opera, written by genius musical composer, my favorite, Andrew Lloyd Webber. It premiered on this day.
Very interesting. And also on this day in 2012, the 25,000 people in Athens, they protested against German Chancellor Angela Merkel as she visited Greece.
Wow. Okay, well, that's our bite-sized dose of history for the morning. Seize the day and make it one for the books. Now, there's a game. This game is amazing. With the increase in petrol, we'll be keeping the racing on our consoles this week. The boys are testing out Forza Horizon 4.
Well, all I can say is at this point, strap in and get ready to race. One of the best racing games released exclusive to the Xbox One. I'm talking about Forza Horizon 4, and giving us that grand tour is our gaming guy, Gareth Woods. Lacquer dude. Forza, brother, here we go, man.
Yeah, for the petrol heads, are actually going to love this. There's just so much to show you. I don't know what to start on. I mean, first of all the cars are here.
Let's look at pretty cars.
There's like, what car do you want to buy? There's like, all have different costs and all that. You can purchase those. I can show you my little collection I've got so far. So you go into your cars. I've got my 911 Turbo, my Audi, my M3. Yeah, I've managed to collect a couple over the couple of hours that I've been playing.
Okay.
And you can obviously switch between those. You can go online and get different designs and paints, and you can upload your own. People can rate them, share them. There's
That's
a huge
amazing.
community. If you're the kind of guy that wants to go into the tuning, so you can change the brakes and all that stuff that people know what they're doing, they can do. If you just want to race, then
You can do that as well?
you can just do that as well. As you hear the music playing, you can also choose your station. There's all different types of stations going on.
Well, there's definitely so much. Okay, so I'm glad we're into the racing action.
Yeah.
Of course, Forza 3 regarded as one of the best racing games out there. We loved it. It got a huge response as well. So what's up with this one, man? How does this one out compare?
This game just starts. It's amazing. You load the game and suddenly you're racing in the autumn season, whatever. And what happens is every time you kind of get a couple of points, you progress through. I'll show you the map. All these different events that are happening. So all these little races and all that happening there. And essentially what's happening is you are collecting influence, to be the next big racer. So you do all these stunts, you do street races, you do kind of drag races, there's some drifting. Basically anything you can do in a car it allows you to do. But essentially it's an open world game. So you, in the same time, you're busy running around here. In an open world, it's winter at the moment. Let's do a little bit of a skid turn here. As you can see, nice and icy.
Yeah.
And what's great there, you see I hit the wall.
You get some damage.
There's a little bit of scope. You can see the paint's done a little bit.
There's a crack in the little...
But you can set how realistic you want the game.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in the kind of full arcade mode, so I'm going let's go through here, let's crash, whoops, let's not hit that tractor, break some walls, let's do...
Oh my word.
So you can play it your way. I mean, if I like it fully arcade mode, so it's kind of fun. If you want the super realism where they would have trashed your car and the next thing you can't drive anymore, then that's for you. And also in the races, what's great is as you start a race, you can select how much kind of difficulty you want in the game. So the more difficult you make it, the more points you get, the more realistic. For example, I've got brake assist on, I've got a thing that shows which is the best kind of line to ride, and then that decreases how many points I get.
Oh, I see. So the more help you get, obviously...
the easier you make it, the less points you get.
And I mean, it gets pretty realistic. I mean, if you take those settings all the way up, I mean, it does work. You mentioned the online capabilities, the fact that you can rate and share and do your own kind of things. What is built into this version?
So obviously there's the kind of normal stuff with the races where you can jump online and race a mate or kind of challenge their times. There are also certain maps that allow you to play co-op. So for example, some of the stunts that you need to perform, you can play co-op. You see, it's showing me the line, the best line to take. If it's yellow, I mean, if it's blue, it means accelerate. If it goes up to red, then it's I should probably slow down.
Break,
But this is essentially showing me the best line to ride. The handling's not so great in the ice. But so you can bring a mate online, you can play against them, you can play with them in some of the maps. So a whole bunch of online stuff. And while they're riding around, you can essentially challenge them to head-to-head. So if you see a character, I don't know if, some of them are bots, obviously, but if you see someone, you can challenge them to head-to-head, and that gives you a marker maybe 2Ks away, race for your life.
Yeah, but also the fact that you can look at your car and you can design it and you can create it on that, and people can share, you can let your creativity out a little bit. Of course, this is a very niche kind of market racing game. Do you take a look at it, nice windscreen crack, dude.
Yeah,
well
just
done.
showing you a little bit of the damage that's been done there.
But I love the inside, man. Very, very cool. Do you think this is going to be attracting even more racing fanatics with this release, especially?
What I think it does, it bridges the gap quite nicely between your casual player like myself. I'm an absolute casual when it comes to racing games. This is not kind of like the more serious Forza that came out last year. This is a kind of more I won't say it's less serious, but it allows a lot more kind of casual arcade racing. If you want to serious it up a little bit, essentially, if you want a game that's kind of bridges the gap between those, or if you have some mates over and you just want to play something a bit casually. I think that's my own car, to be honest.
So you just wanted to stop by for a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
That's making an entrance?
For example, they're knocking down trees. That wouldn't happen in a realistic game. I'd dent my car sooner than be able to push.
Dude, that guy worked so hard on those shrubs.
The snowman. I just trashed the snowman.
Too bad. But it looks fun, dude. It looks really cool. You say you've been playing it for a while. You give it a thumbs up? Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I would give it both thumbs up, but I've got to keep my hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel,
You do that. Forza Horizon 4, the brand new release on the Xbox One. It's absolutely brilliant. I love racing games as well. If you love it, let us know what you think about this one. You can connect with us on our social media pages. #Expresso Show.
Now, from playing video games to dressing up and teaching kids in a very unique way. Millions of us, in fact, many of us, we have our favorite superheroes, and tens of thousands of children and adults go the next step and dress up into those characters to attend comic and superhero conventions. But how many teachers dress as Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, post a photo on social media, then get the school principal to agree? Now, this would be a great way to teach children, and Tolo was there to find out how.
Cosplay stands for costume play, an activity that's gaining a lot of momentum around the world. Terry Ferreira is a teacher at the Chartwell House Montessori Eco School in Johannesburg, as well as an avid cosplayer who's introduced this activity to her kids.
Terry's seen this bring shy children's personalities to life, creating with resources they find around them and channeling this creativity towards learning.
So Terry, as a cosplayer yourself, can you tell me a little bit more about what this activity is about?
Well, cosplay is an abbreviated word for costume play. It's where children or grown-ups can take characters from fiction, whether it's movies or books, and create them themselves and showcase them either at conventions or wherever.
And how has introducing cosplay as a teaching method impacted positively in the learners' lives?
It's impacted them so positively. There have been so many different aspects of this that have given them confidence. They've learned amazing arts and crafts that they didn't know about before. They've learned drama because they've had to act out a lot of the characters that they cosplaying, and they've been allowed the freedom to express themselves in a creative way. And not only is it accepted, but in this community it's celebrated.
You encourage your learners to create their costumes economically. How do you go about doing this?
I've developed a reputation in the cosplay community as a very thrifty cosplayer. A lot of my costumes cost very, very little, and it's forced me to be very creative because I've had to think outside the box in order to make my costumes look as good as the expensive ones. And I've been teaching the children mostly recycling. It is a very eco-friendly school, so that's been a wonderful benefit, that they've learned how to take ordinary things that you would throw away, like bottles or cardboard boxes, and they're using those to make their cosplays.
Heather, how does cosplay fit into the Montessori philosophy?
The Montessori philosophy speaks to the sensitive periods of the child, and between the ages of 6 and 12, social justice and imagination are a huge thing. So with cosplay, they're able to access the people they want to become and the way they want to define themselves, who they want to be in terms of integrity, what legacy they want to leave, and how they want to affect the world around them. So we've encouraged them to choose, obviously, positive superheroes so that they can integrate all those positive, strong qualities from the superheroes they admire into themselves and live those out in their circle of influence. Empowering our children to dress up as their superhero, and not only dress up as their superhero, but become the positive attributes of that superhero.
I like dressing up as Avatar Nighteria because she's brave, smart and respectful. Like when she found the man in the jungle, her father said he must teach him the ways, and she did. Then they became best friends. I chose Cinderella because I find she always looks for the good in situations. When her family died and she got a horrible step-family and step-sisters that were always nasty to her, she always looked for the good and she was always happy. And I like that she had a pet rat named Gus Gus.
My favorite superhero is Green Arrow, and I like Green Arrow because he protects his city and his people, and he stops bad guys from doing bad things to the people and the city.
My favorite superhero character is Kid Flash because he shows independence and he's strong, confident and brave.
With a positive reception from learners and their parents, the school aims on introducing cosplay as part of their curriculum, and it's really not difficult to see why after experiencing just how much of a positive income this teaching method has on the young ones. Guys, what can I help you with?
You can help paint this in
man, I love the direction in which education, especially for the young ones, is going. Finding new ways, finding interesting ways to make it happen. Well, listen, we told you we've got Big Star Johnson on the show this morning. He's been making major moves, and after the break, you get to know him a little bit better.
Exactly. We're also getting to know more about the Cape Town International Film Market and Festival. We chatted to them yesterday, of course, one of the films there, and today we're looking at the film The Cutout Girls. Please know that it also is not for sensitive viewers, but if you want to get into it, then we'll definitely have more for you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large and in charge on this Tuesday morning as we take some time to get to know our guest artist today. So let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Expresso fam all across Mzansi. Big Star Johnson is in the studio! Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good to have you here, man.
Thank you for having me.
Wow.
King.
All
Such
right,
a
listen,
pleasure.
so we're going to do it very, very quickly. We're going to get to know you through a rapid series of questions. 60
sweat.
seconds. First thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's
Start
get it.
the clock. Here we go.
Let's get it.
Who's your favorite local artist?
Double HP.
Oh, yeah. If you could visit one place in Africa.
Egypt.
Favorite international artist?
John Mayer.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Favorite song at the moment?
Right now, it has to be You Should Know, Ty $.
Hey, guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure, I play football, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a striker.
Favorite pizza topping?
Avocado.
The last thing you spent too much money on?
Gadgets, that's
Favorite
for sure.
series?
Favorite series, Suits, can't go wrong.
Life motto?
Life motto is, what is it? I got too many.
Try one.
One right now, I would say knowledge, what an influx of knowledge is poverty of attention. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to focus, yeah.
Depth of this man.
Trust me.
Your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit right now is an orange.
Favorite way to cook potatoes?
Cook potatoes, cook them like chips.
Dude, that is the best one we've had so far.
Shout out.
My favorite food right now is
Orange.
Make sure you get in there.
Yeah, like I mean, like I'm sure about it.
Now we can hang, fam.
Yeah,
we can hang. We can hang. All right.
Let's hang,
So
brother,
let's tell the
hang.
nation about you, where
Yes.
it is that you come from musically, because your name Ke Tumelo Rakumango.
Yes, sir.
But you are Big Star Johnson.
Big Star Johnson.
How did those two worlds meet?
Hey man, me and music met a long time ago, primary school, but the name itself came in high school. You know, every big person is called Biggie.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
So yeah,
okay.
everybody knows a Biggie. You all know a Biggie. But I had some ladies twang it out a bit and say, Big Star, you know, Big Star. And then, Koskolum, bro.
Star.
It's because I was the lyrical assassin, you know what I'm saying? So they were like, oh, Big Star. And I was like, it's staying, you know? It just stuck, man. It's a name that was there from high school. And it just stuck
Johnson,
around.
the Johnson part of it?
It was a joke, King. I spat this verse which had the Selena Johnson joke, and I was like, Big Star Johnson, and then everybody died, and everybody stuck to it. So I was like, it's staying. It's
and
organic.
It's
organic.
Yeah, and dude, it's grown.
Yeah.
In many, many ways.
Yeah.
You're doing
Easy.
incredible things. You've just, you've won the Global Music Midhams or Conference Award, the prestigious
sir.
incubator program in Cannes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Tell me
sir.
about that. What a year it's been for you, man.
An amazing year. Earlier this year, I think like 4 months ago, we were able to go out to France. It was myself, AKA Tejo, and a couple of other. We were the only African guys. I think the only 3 African.
Yeah.
And it's like 11 across the world, you know? And we got to meet some of the industry giants, man. I mean, guys like Scooter Braun, Black Coffee was the keynote speaker. Man, I mean, like, I met some of my heroes, and we were there for like a week. And now Scooter Braun can tell you who Big Star is because he was able to see me perform. So we were able to perform in front of these people and get that platform. I mean, what better? What a better
These
way,
levels
you know?
are they are uncannibal right now in my mind. You know what I mean?
We're pushing.
So what does it mean to you to win an award like that?
Yeah, well,
because it's an international award.
Word. You know, for me, man, I think any accolade, all the accolades, all the numbers, you know, even when my album dropped, it dropped at #1, you know. But all those types of things absolutely mean that you're just doing the right thing.
Yeah, man.
You know, it doesn't mean that, yo, now you're #1, you're the hot.
Yeah,
Nah. People are listening, people are appreciating your art. And for me, that's something I can appreciate.
Yeah.
Jumping into this, all I ever wanted was people to listen, and now they are, so I'm really happy.
And they can listen in a big way.
Yeah.
Debut album is here, Me and Mine.
Me and Mines, yo.
Featuring a picture of your newborn baby girl
Yes,
sonogram
sir.
over there. Welcome
Yes,
to the
sir.
Daddy Club, bro.
Yeah, baby girl Aaliyah just made me a pops, you know what I'm saying? I'm so excited, man. Like, I think fatherhood is like the dopest feeling in the world. Like, it's like your second chance, you know, to do better, be better, make someone else better than you.
Oh.
It's beautiful, bro.
Ndanga, now we can hang,
Let's
fam.
hang.
We can hang.
Let's
And you're going to be
hang.
here all morning long. Ladies and gentlemen, cannot wait to hear him performing live. Let's give it up one more time for Big Star Johnson!
Transport Minister Bladen Nzimande has appealed to both the passenger rail agency PRASA and the railway safety regulator to seek an out-of-court settlement in the interests of millions of Metro Rail commuters. The Western Cape Environmental Affairs Department has received almost 974 million rand from National Treasury for disaster recovery programs and projects. On the international front, at least 53 people were killed and some 72 injured when an oil tanker crashed into another vehicle on a highway 120 kilometers west of Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And then finally, plans to advertise a horse race on the sales of the Sydney Opera House has prompted a huge backlash in Australia, with critics saying the decision effectively creates a billboard for the racing and gambling industries. Well, that was your 6:30 news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Let's quickly take a look at your sport headlines on your Tuesday morning. Starting off with soccer, the round of 16 fixtures for the 2018 Telkom knockout have been decided, which sees Bidvest Wits taking on Free State Stars. Sundowns are up against Bloem Celtic, while Orlando Pirates tackle Chipper United. Staying with soccer, former Bafana striker Sean Bartlett has joined the national soccer team coaching staff ahead of their Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Seychelles this weekend. And still with soccer, the 30-player shortlist for the 2018 Ballon d'Or has been released, with Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric headlining the nominees. And then netball, the University of the Free State took home the 2018 Varsity Netball Trophy last night after beating the University of Pretoria by 63 points to 59 in Bloemfontein. That's where we leave your sport to lunch. We'll expand on those stories at the top of the hour.
Well, let's get you going on your Tuesday morning. Taking a first look at the roads, we start off in Cape Town in Gugulethu. Now on the N2 inbound, there's been an accident. It's after Airport Approach Road. It's currently obstructing the emergency lane, so please approach with caution. And in the Western Cape in Somerset West, there's some roadworks taking place. This is on the N2 inbound and outbound between the Lookout Point and the Horseshoe Bend. All lanes are open, but delays can be expected. We'll have another update for you in half an hour.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Flu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Getting into your weather and your temperatures once again for your Tuesday morning. Before we do so, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures showing us what it looks like in your parts of the world. We've got a beautiful picture from Annette Kommer, who has sent us amazing beachfront sunrise from Strand in the Western Cape. Thank you very much, Annette. You can expect some warm conditions today with plenty of sunshine, reaching a maximum of a mild 24 degrees. Appreciate your picture. It looks absolutely stunning. What a way to wake up. Remember to send in your pictures. You can just show us. We'd love to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. Post them on Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, and we'll gladly share them with the nation right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. With regards to your temperatures going into your Tuesday, Polokwane is starting off on 11 this morning, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Mbombela 11.26, Pretoria 14.30, Johannesburg 14.28, Mahikeng 16.31, Klerksdorp 14.32, Kimberley 16.34, Bloemfontein 10 and a high of 32 degrees, Richards Bay 19.28, Pietermaritzburg on 13, reaching a high of 30, Durban 1926, Mtata 14 and very hot later on today, 36 degrees. East London 18.30, Cradock 14 and Scotia as well, 37 degrees. Port Elizabeth 16.26, George 14.24, Sutherland on 12 minimum, your maximum 31, Cape Town 16.22, Worcester 13.34, Springbok on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 33, and also nice and hot in Uppington on 20 minimum, reaching a high of 36 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6:30 bulletin. I'll have another update for you at the top of the hour.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Now, please note that this next interview is definitely one of a sensitive nature. Now, two budding tennis stars get led down a path of going from criminal, or rather normal, to criminal, as bad decisions and choices lead to sexual assaults on women and even death. This is the story told in the new gripping film, The Cutout Girls, which is screening at the ongoing Cape Town International Film Market and Festival. Joining us in studio this morning to share more about this is director and writer Nicola Hanekom and Kezia Gabriel, who plays the character of Jenna. Nicola, Kezia, so good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Wow, I've got to tell you, The Cutout Girls, or Cutout Girls, is definitely one of those stories that I think need to be told because it deals with that very uncomfortable and just tragic topic of date rape. How has that kind of, you know, been the thing that you wanted to put on the forefront for this particular film, Nicola?
Well, the synchronicity is really amazing. We didn't plan it that way. We actually worked on a play that then became a screenplay, that then became a film. But we actually finished shooting this before Harvey Weinstein happened, before Me Too happened.
Wow.
It just took us a while to finish the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'd actually shot it already by the time that story broke.
That's crazy. And of course, the whole hashtag movement, hashtag #MeToo movement and Time's Up has been something that has been in the media for a while now, ever since, of course, the Harvey Weinstein story. But women have been talking about it, I think, now for the first time ever. People are really sitting up and saying it's time that our voices are heard. Kezia, for your performance, how did this whole hashtag #MeToo and Time's Up movement kind of inform your performance?
I think it just felt that I had to do the character justice because it wasn't just another story that was fictitious. It was something that was real for many women across the world. So I think it was just imperative for me to do enough research, to also disconnect from my character, but because it was really hectic material, very sensitive. But yeah, I just think it was an amazing role to play.
Yeah. It's also a film that was kind of made on a bit of a shoestring budget. How did you come across it? I heard something about crowdfunding to make this project possible.
Yes, I didn't get any conventional funding. and we were just so passionate. We wanted to make this film.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit crazy. It's quite stressful to make something without the fun.
I can imagine.
But as I always say, you know, I'd like a Ferrari and a unicorn, but I have a Peugeot and a tortoise. So you have to be resourceful and work within your means, and we did that. But we were very, very lucky. People were very generous, and they gifted us with gear that got sponsored. And then after we shot, investors got brought on, and they gave us money to finish the film, which is really, really fortunate.
Which is amazing. So thank you so much to all of those investors. Really, really wonderful stuff. Why should audiences go and see this movie? Kezia?
I think it's just, besides it being topical right now, I think it was definitely a film that can empower women or make women feel empowered. And I think also just the topic of consent within a relationship. So it's those blurry lines and the topic of who your rapist could be. And that could be someone that you know. So just looking between the lines as well, instead of the normal black and white between what consent is.
Nicola, you did say that this was a labor of love for you. Why is it important that people go and see this?
Okay, my real hope for this film is that if a young person, especially a young man, sees this film, they'll think twice about raping someone. Now, if I can just convince one guy and change his mind, I've saved several women that he might have victimized. So we can make a difference, we really can, and I hope the film's powerful enough to do that.
And also dealing, like you said, with those blurred lines of what is and what isn't, you know, rape, because I think a lot of people are sometimes confused as though there's something to be confused about. So thank you so much for educating, because that's what it is. Knowledge is power, and like you said, if you could have changed one person's mindset, you've done a lot already. Nicola, Kezia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
Well,
us.
there you go. The Cutout Girls is screening at the Cape Town International Film Market and Festival on the 11th and 17th of October. Now, be sure to do, or rather be sure that not to miss the stage play to film adaptation. And you can also find out more about the film by visiting cutoutgirls.co.za. And to find out what else is going down at the film festival, you can head over to filmfestival.capetown.
Definitely one event you do not want to miss. It sounds very, very exciting. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. It's your Tuesday morning. Thank you for tuning in. When we come back, October is, of course, a Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're talking all kinds of ways in helping you reduce your risk of contracting cancer. And, we're focusing on a smart choice cookbook, healthy meals. That's what we're talking about, healthy from the inside out.
Well, look, with the summer approaching fast and furiously, you want to make sure you get good vibes only. We're also making a good vibes smoothie, so stay with us.
Good. This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. Enter the Win a Home competition by voting for your favorite design duo on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance of winning a fully decorated apartment at Parterflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million rand. Plus, you'll automatically be entered into the weekly draw, where this coming Thursday night, you could walk away with a Samsung Gear Sport Watch with fitness tracking and underwater resistance rating of 50 meters. And if that's not enough, Capitec clients stand a chance to win a further 5,000 rand in cash. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Win a Home every Thursday evening at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Expresso show. We're having a good time this morning. We're always vibing, we're always grooving, always making that, bringing life to the show. Let's go. Yo, back then I had a pad, I had a pen, a bag carrying things, no swag, me and my friends.
We weren't about any trends, cause music was where the relationship started and music was where it's gonna end. Somebody should have recorded it, cause now it's a past tense. Back to the now, I got a phone, she not around. I'm finna call cause I'm feeling down, but what do? I put on these sounds and I start to count. I'm counting these blessings. And I start reflecting a young adolescent who learned many lessons, but still has so many questions. Yeah, I'm still trying to live out my eulogy. I can't let this industry ruin me, cause I hear them demons pursuing me. But the hustle no longer the new to me, and there ain't nothing worse it could do to me, when my family's the only thing true to me. But some of y'all think it's cool to be something you're not. Me and mines went back to the block, trying to find that script in the plot. Find myself in the scriptures a lot. Ain't no foul when you stick to the Lord, yeah, he will award you your heart's desire and a fortune. TTGO looking gorgeous, so many blessings, his love is enormous. He got me feeling like the chorus.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope you filled up those coffee cups. Time for us to now find out what's happening in our local entertainment news.
Well, this was a shocker for me, and I think for a lot of people out there. Kabonina Gubeka basically let us know on Twitter and Instagram that she gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl on the 2nd of October. Congratulations.
Whoa, that baby's gonna be
You know, that baby came...
doing splits.
Here's the thing, a lot of people didn't know. Lots of celebrities and fans alike came out, congratulated her. There was awe, there was excitement, there was elation, and also like, oh my word, how did you manage to keep this private this whole time? But she basically went to Instagram and said, I quote, I had the most beautiful, quiet pregnancy. I'm so happy, fam. God is good. Baby arrived at 9 p.m. on the 2nd of October. Beautiful, bouncing, and ready to take on the world like her mama. So congratulations to Kabonina on the birth of your baby girl.
I like stories like this. It just shows you some things can stay private.
Exactly.
Yes, and they can. It's difficult to keep them private, especially today with social media and people bumping into you and taking photos of you, but it can be done. Loot Love also has some good news for us, because clearly the theme for today's entertainment news is pregnancies and babies. She announced that after much speculation that herself and her boyfriend, Reason HD, are expecting not one, but 2 babies. They're expecting twins. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, she took to social media saying how excited she was about this, saying that, of course, she had kept it a bit private as well. She tried to keep it private for as long as it was possible. And her reasons are probably slightly more different to Kabonina's. She's saying she's keeping it private because all the, the people in the family culturally needed to be made aware first. They needed to celebrate that first before she could let the world know, which I think is fantastic, right?
It is baby season. I feel like it's been baby season for the longest time. But
I'm just waiting on Zoe or Leanne to just drop a bomb on us. Just
I'll get another cat. I don't want babies.
Say what now? Say what now? All right. Now, as we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this doesn't just serve to benefit women's health. It actually also gives us all a reason to consider if our lifestyle contributes to raising awareness of our risks of developing cancer. Now, according to the Cancer Association of South Africa, 115,000 South Africans are diagnosed with cancer every year. Now, lifestyle and poor diet also play a considerable role in causing a significant number of those causes. And so Cancer teamed up with Be Well, and they've recently released the Smart Choice Cookbook. And joining us today is Megan Pence-Clates, consulting dietitian to Cancer, who also helped to develop the book. Great to have you here, and a very good morning to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So tell us all about the Smart Choice Cookbook, and exactly what is it?
It's actually quite an exciting initiative. We actually did partner with Be Well, and what I put together was actually looking at breakfasts, lunches and suppers, as well as vegetarian options in each of these categories, and then very importantly, snacks and treats. And by doing that in each of these, I try to incorporate portion size. So everything was zoned in to look at cancer risk reduction.
Yeah. What would you say makes the Smart Choice Cookbook different from any other health or nutrition-focused cookbook?
Well, specifically, every single recipe has got ingredients in it that have been shown to help to reduce the incidence of cancer.
Yes. So obviously that is the main focus of it, and it being released in this month as well.
Absolutely. And you know what's really great about this is we want to make it available to all South Africans. So you can go online. And if I may, I can just tell everyone where to go online.
Go ahead,
it's
please,
basically Be Well, which is just the letter B, and then Well Foods. .co.za, /cookbook.
Yeah. And why would you say that this was such a perfect marriage, as it is a collaboration between Cancer South Africa, Cancer Association of South Africa, and Be Well? Why do those two work so well together?
Well, we actually look at canola oil as one, it's got a lot of benefits.
Yes.
And one of the benefits is that it actually is high in omega-3 fats, which has been shown to be anti-inflammatory, which helps then also indirectly, many of these disease states help to reduce the incidence of cancer if you're looking at a reduction in inflammation.
Yeah.
So we look at also vitamin E. So your canola oil is high in vitamin E, and that also helps to quench as an antioxidant or destroy free radicals, which are carcinogenic or cancer-forming, bodies. And then we have, very importantly, when we look further, we can actually see that we want to also not look at only our saturated fat, but because it's very low in saturated fat, but it's high in healthy monounsaturated fat. But you know what the best part of this to me is the fact that it's got a high smoking point, the oil. So when we actually look at, we don't advocate deep frying, but if you're looking at stir frying, because it has a high smoking point, we don't see a change in the oil, which is beneficial in terms of cooking with something like canola oil.
Excellent, because you do get all those health benefits, as you said.
Yes, without it oxidizing.
Stunning cover. It looks like everything that I want to eat and have in my diet. It looks beautiful, and the pictures that we've been seeing look great as well. Do you have a favorite recipe in the book?
Oh, I have to actually say to you, the salad in a jar, just because it's easy, it's simple, and that's what we really also want to advocate. Is the fact that you really don't have to, you can be a novice and you can take on this recipe book, and it's all foods that you can walk through your supermarket, you can put it into your trolley, you can take it home, and you and your family can actually enjoy it. So it's simple, and the salad in the jar is great because it's one of those options that you can increase your fruit and vegetable intake.
Yes.
And it's portable. And so a lunchbox option is great for that.
Excellent. So this being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have the opportunity now to speak to you, and the message of the book being Eat Smarter, or Eat Smart for Cancer Risk Reduction. What would be your best piece of advice that you'd like to share with South Africans out there, for all of us to take on board and perhaps to start implementing today?
I think what I've seen from just working for quite a long time in this field is the importance of regular eating. The breakfast, lunch and supper, you cannot get away with that. That actually really does benefit you in terms of long-term health. Choosing just 3 things, I would say choosing looking at healthier options would be fresher foods or whole foods and seasonal options. And then very importantly, please concentrate on portion size.
And drink your water.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Now, of course, we want to say thank you very much to Megan Pence-Clates, consulting dietitian to the Cancer Association of South Africa, for telling us all about the Smart Choice Cookbook by Cancer and Be Well. You can get your free download of the book right now by visiting bewellfoods.co.za/cookbook.
Righto, so we are outside in the beautiful, chilly weather. Gotta love Cape Town, man. One day hot, one day cold.
I know, it's like such a tease. It goes, we're summer, wait, no, we're not.
Yesterday was like, summer's here, and then today, anyways. Listen, Amy is here with us. Hello, Amy. Nice to have you. So it's all about immune boosting and feel-good vibe type of food. Mood-boosting foods. We love it. And right now, a bit of a good vibe smoothie.
For sure.
It's always good vibes when you're around, man. So let's put it together. What do we have?
So basically, we've got some beautiful vitamin C rich berries. We've got some blueberries and some strawberries. We've got some lovely baby spinach, such a power food again because of vitamin Bs. We've got some lovely oats, also to keep you feeling fuller for longer. We've got some lovely nut butter, which is your protein, and then we're using some soy milk. Of course, you can use almond milk or a regular low-fat dairy. The thing with the soy milk and almond milk is a lot of them are fortified with vitamin B12, which is a great energy-boosting, mood-boosting vitamin. You can, of course, get your B12 in things like nuts as well. And we've got our lovely omega-3s, also really good for keeping your mood high, which you can get in your nut butter and in your spinach. Also good for vitamin Bs, like your folic acid and things like that.
Got it.
So tons of good things happening here. So
Color,
we're just going to...
There's colour, it represents, it's good. Right.
So we're just going to put our spinach in. This is also a great way to just get your veggies in first thing in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Great thing about smoothie, so much goes in there, it's amazing. Right,
exactly,
some oats.
so many good nutrients. Our lovely strawberries.
Look at that.
There we go. And strawberry season is starting. I'm so excited.
There. Look at
yes.
them.
There's our berries.
It's only Amy that gets this excited about strawberries.
And our little bit of nut butter. We're using almond butter here, but you can, of course, use something like peanut butter as well. It just depends on your preference and your tolerance. And then a little bit of our milk. You can also add some ice blocks into a mixture like this if you like your smoothies colder. So I'm just going to put about so much.
You need to make enough for 2 glasses, eh?
Oh, boy. Okay.
I haven't had breakfast yet, so this is it.
Here we go. There you go. That should be fine.
All right, let's see what this comes up to. The keyword is drink. SMS that to 33728. Drink to 33728. Here we go. Yes. Get it going. You can see the nice little strawberries coming through there. How much do you want to let it go for?
Perfect.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Righto.
Divine. That looks lovely.
Wow, that was quick.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this off here.
And because of all the beautiful strawberries and blueberries, we've got this lovely pink colour to the smoothie.
And you can see it's got texture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fibrous. You know, you're going to have to chew it a little bit.
Look, let's fill up 1 glass properly. And let's see this guy.
There we go. Yes. It's so important to get those nutrients in first thing in the morning, just to give you that extra boost for the day. I know a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit of end-of-year burnout already.
Yes.
And it's this kind of thing that just, it's great to just have all of those nutrients as you start the day.
Absolutely. Cheers. There we go. All right, we're going to be taking a quick ad break. Remember, this keyword is a drink to 33728 if you want to get your hands on this good vibes smoothie this morning. Wait, hang on.
This coming Thursday on Winner Home. Having completed both spare rooms in the first challenge, the design duos are briefed on their second challenge and realize that the competition doesn't get any easier. Plus, stand in line to win amazing weekly prizes and your chance of winning the grand prize, your very own home. Tune in for all the design inspiration with Winner Home, Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. Winner Home, proudly brought to you by Capitec and Private Property, with Samsung products designed for your connected lifestyle. Grand prize luxury penthouse apartment by Bowen Properties.
This is it. Understand that. 100%. Hello?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is, and it's a Tuesday morning. We're feeling good, Big Star Johnson in the house, about to set your Tuesday on fire, performing a song from his debut album, a song called Understand.
Sure. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Big Star Johnson, and this song right here is titled Understand Part 2. I had to sample the great Mandela for this one. And I wasn't trying to change it up too much, I was just trying to finesse it, give it a bit of that hip-hop touch, you know? But listen to the story, it's a story. It's the track 1 on my debut album, Me and Mats. Yo. Back then, I had a pad, I had a pen, a bag, carrying things, no swag, me and my friends. We weren't about any trends, cause music was where the relationship started and music was where it's gonna end. Somebody should have recorded it, cause now it's a past tense. Back to the now, I got a phone, she not around. I'm finna call cause I'm feeling down, but what do? I put on these sounds and I started counting these blessings. And I start reflecting a young adolescent who learned many lessons, but still has so many questions. Yeah, I'm still trying to live out my eulogy. I can't let this industry ruin me, cause I hear them demons pursuing me. But the hustle no longer they new to me, and there ain't nothing worse it could do to me, where my family's the only thing true to me. But some of y'all think it's cool to be something you're not. Me and mines went back to the block, trying to find that script in the plot. Find myself in the scriptures a lot. Ain't no foul when you stick to the Lord, yeah, he will award you your heart's desire and a fortune. TTGO looking gorgeous, so many blessings, his love is enormous. You got me feeling like the chorus. Look for love in the music, lost in the melody. You'll find love. You'll find love. Look for love. Look for love in the music, in the music, lost in the melody. You'll find love. You'll find love. Break it down live. Yeah, 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 yeah. You'll find love. Break it down live. Yeah, 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 yeah. You'll find love. That's that African bounce. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you'll find love. One more time, say yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, verse 2. Listen. So, I got some things that I think you should know. Time I done spent on the road show me that people are broken inside. Black people stay broke, rich people stay woke. We gotta close the divide. Say I'm taking what's rightfully mine. Understand, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Hey. Cause lately I'm thinking, what price does it cost? What have we lost? Lost in the sauce. In the sauce, in the sauce. I guess every team doesn't come complete with niggas like ours. Hey. Cause I've seen a lot of deceit, a lot of defeat. Yet a lot of people often repeat the same mistakes that leave them off on the beat. Often wonder what I'm still to receive before I'm laying in my coffin on my knees. Must admit I've been a product of these minutes lost and hours falling for schemes. All the time I should have spent with my knees. All the time I should have spent on my knees. Yeah, now I'm spinning 180 degrees. Yeah. Say this back to basics like it's Adam and Eve. Hey, all that you need, hey, a fifth of a mustard seed, believe. Look for love in the music, lost in the melody. You'll find love. You'll find love. Even when you don't understand. Look for love.
In the national news, Transport Minister Bladen Nzimande has appealed to both the passenger rail agency PRASA and the railway safety regulator to find an out-of-court settlement in the interest of millions of metro rail commuters. This comes after PRASA launched a court bid to challenge the decision by the rail safety regulator to suspend its safety permits. The Congress of South African Trade Unions has also expressed concern over this, saying it will impact on train commuters who cannot afford alternative transport and risk losing their jobs. The court ruling is expected this Thursday. The Western Cape Environmental Affairs Department has received almost 974 million rand from National Treasury for disaster recovery programs and projects. The City of Cape Town received the lion's share of the Environmental Affairs Department's drought funding. This is specifically for the Cape Flats, Table Mountain Group and Atlantis Aquifer projects. 28.9 million rand is being spent on emergency boreholes in the Theewaterskloof area. The Oudtshoorn municipality has received 30 million rand for its drought alleviation efforts, and 170 million rand has been transferred to the Provincial Agriculture Department to help farmers buy feed. Now moving further abroad, at least 53 people were killed when an oil tanker crashed in the Democratic Republic of Congo at the weekend, the health ministry said yesterday. The tanker collided with another vehicle and caught fire on a highway 120 kilometers west of the capital, Kinshasa. The health ministry said 72 people were injured and warned that the death toll could rise further. President Joseph Kabila has declared 3 days of mourning for the victims of the disaster. And finally, a plan to advertise a horse race on the sales of the Sydney Opera House has prompted a huge backlash in Australia. The World Heritage listed site will show the advert today after an order to this effect by the New South Wales Premier. Critics say the decision defies Sydney Opera House rules by effectively creating a billboard for the racing and gambling industries. But others, including Prime Minister Scott Morrison, have defended it as positive for the economy and tourism. Since Friday, more than 160,000 people have signed an online petition. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Thanks, Leah. Another round of 16 fixtures for the 2018 Telkom Knockout have been decided after yesterday's draw in Joburg. 2017 champions Bidvest Wits opened their title defence against last season's Nedbank Cup winners, Free State Stars. Elsewhere, Kaizer Chiefs take on Black Leopards, Sundowns are up against Bloem Celtics, while Orlando Pirates tackle Chippa United. Now, the round of 16 matches will be played next weekend, with venues and kickoff times still to be confirmed. In other footballing news, former Bafana striker Sean Bartlett has joined the national soccer team coaching staff ahead of their African Cup of Nations qualifier against Seychelles this weekend. Bartlett, a former Golden Arrows and University of Pretoria manager, will serve as an assistant coach on a game-by-game basis with the option of extending. Bafana are in AFCON qualifying action this Saturday as they take on Seychelles in Soweto. Now, 30 players have been shortlisted for the 2018 Ballon d'Or, and that list has been released, which sees Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric headlining the nominees. After already taking home the 2018 FIFA Best Player Award and UEFA Player of the Season, Luka Modric will be a firm favourite to take the Golden Prize at the award ceremony in Paris on the 3rd of December. Now, other players up for the award include Antoine Griezmann, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane and Eden Hazard. And finally, the University of Free State took home the 2018 Varsity Netball Trophy last night after beating the University of Pretoria in Bloemfontein. UFS Kofsies stunned and outplayed the defending champions as they saw out a 63-59 win to claim their third Varsity Netball crown. Kofsies' Lefebvre Rademan was named Player of the Match, while her teammate Kanyisa Chawane was voted as Player of the Tournament. And that's a roundup of the sporting news.
Taking another look at your roads, starting off in KwaZulu-Natal in Clarewood. Now, on the M7 highway, there's a stationary truck. It's currently blocking Flower Road westbound. Heavy delays can be expected in the area. Please make use of an alternative route this morning. And staying at KZN, moving over to Durban North, there's been an accident on the N2 northbound after Inanda Road. The emergency lane's been blocked off. Please approach with caution. That's where we leave your traffic. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Let's quickly take another look at what you can expect in those temperatures. Before we do so, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures. And we got one this morning from Mpo Junior Mosala, who sent us this beautiful sunrise from Cosmos City in Johannesburg. Thank you, Mpo. Love your picture this morning. You can expect partial cloud cover with warm temperatures expected reaching a maximum of 29 degrees. Love it. Thank you very much for sharing. Continue sharing those pictures as well. We'd love to share it with the nation right here on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. You can just post those pictures on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. We'd love to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. With regards to your temperatures, Polokwane starting off on 11 minimum, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Mbombela 11.26, Pretoria 14.30, Johannesburg 14, reaching a high of 28, Maikeng 16.31, Klerksdorp 14.32, Kimberley 16 and a hot 34. Bloemfontein 10 and 32 later on today. Richards Bay 19.28, Pietermaritzburg 13.30, Durban 19.26, Mthatha 14 and a scorcher later on today, 36 degrees. East London 18.30, Cradock 14 and also very, very hot, 37 degrees late on. Port Elizabeth 16.26, George 14.24, Sutherland 12.31, Cape Town 16.22, Worcester 13.34, Springbok 12.33 and Uppington also very hot today, 20 minimum, reaching a maximum of 36 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'll have another update for you in half an hour's time.
Thanks very much, Ewan. It is a beautiful day out there. Hope the weather is turning out beautifully wherever you are across the country. Now, we are gearing up for a special day tomorrow as Expresso Morning Show broadcasts its 2000th episode.
Wow.
We're going to air for the 2000th time.
All
it's
of
crazy.
2000.
And we're celebrating it by inviting a lucky viewer into the studio to experience the fun and the mayhem that goes into creating every single episode. So what we did is that we ran a one-day competition asking you to answer the question, how old did Expresso morning show turn this past Thursday, the 4th of October.
And I mean, if you didn't know the answer, of course, is 8 years old. We had many viewers submit this answer to us correctly, so we conducted a random draw to select the winner, and we have them on the line right now. And the winner is Rushta Davids from Mitchell's Plain. Oh, man. Rushta, congratulations. You are the winner of our competition. How's it going?
It's going good.
Oh, man, how does it feel? You're going to be joining us here in studio.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
There'll be no problem. There'll be lots of
whatsoever.
good vibes. Are you looking forward to it, Rushta?
Yes, I'm looking forward to meet you guys.
Oh, man,
excellent.
I can't wait to meet you. It's
Front row
always so
seats.
beautiful. Front row seats. You get to see all the craziness and mayhem that happens here. We can't wait to celebrate this momentous occasion with you as we broadcast our 2000th episode. That's happening tomorrow.
With Rushta. Looking forward to seeing you, Rushta.
Thanks, Rushta. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No problem.
No problem.
Congratulations. Now, we're taking a quick break. When we get back, we have our medical panel together, and we're discussing National Nutritional Week, which is this week.
And talking about nutrition, we also head to the kitchen where we make a delicious mood-boosting salad. Oh, all those things together, I'm definitely here for it. We'll be right back after the break.
Don't take credit. Unexpected coming from a bank. But just think about it. Using credit to finance a flashy lifestyle to show that you've arrived won't help you live better. What's new today is old tomorrow, except for the debt that you still have to pay. But do take credit to renovate your home, buy a more reliable car, or pay for your children's education. If that's your goal, then Capitec will help you realize your dreams. Because living better starts when you get credit for the right reasons.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to your Tuesday morning. This is Expresso on SABC3. Now, question, have you eaten breakfast today? Answer for me is no.
Not
Have you eaten
yet.
breakfast?
Not yet,
I think
not
not
yet.
yet. That's the most important thing. Now, the week of the 9th to the 15th of October marks National Nutrition Week, and studies have shown that 1 in 5 South African children skip breakfast. However, research does show that there are many health benefits associated with eating breakfast regularly. And here to help us digest everything we need to know about the dangers of skipping breakfast is registered dietitian from the Heart and Stroke Foundation, Bianca Tromp, as well as our trusted medical professional, Dr. Darren Green. A very good morning to you, Bianca. Dr. Darren Green, good morning to you.
That's right. And we also will be opening up our lines. If you have a nutritional related question, feel free to call us. That number is 021-430-9881. But let's start off with the phrase that I love to use, and we've used it a lot, is breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Bianca, is that true?
It's a
rightly called the most important meal of the day because breakfast can contribute to the bulk of your vitamin, mineral and fiber requirements of the day. Breakfast is especially important for children because children that go to school perform better academically if they're having breakfast. They have better attention span and they have better problem-solving skills. So breakfast truly is the best way to start your day.
Yeah. Is there a perfect time to eat breakfast?
So breakfast actually means breaking your fast. So it's the first meal you have after your longest fasting period, which is usually when we sleep. So, so you don't have to have breakfast immediately after you wake up. You can have breakfast within the first 3 hours of waking up. Any food you have in those 3 hours is still considered breakfast.
Okay, I'm busy doing the maths now. I'm like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay, I should be eating soon. Very interesting. Now, when it comes to breakfast, what type of breakfast is the best way to really get your day going? I mean, I range from loving, you know, my egg in the morning to just having cereal. I know that's a little bit more sugary filled generally, but what would you say?
Okay, so cereals don't necessarily have to be sugary filled cereals. Just make your healthy choices. But a healthy breakfast should consist of at least one food group, and this does not include coffee and tea. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
But to make it healthier, to increase the nutrient density of your meal, include more than one food group. Like, for instance, when you're having your cereal with milk, you're including 2 food groups. If you're having a piece of brown bread or piece of toast with beans, you're having 2 food groups, so that it just increases the nutrient profile of your breakfast and keeps you fuller for longer.
Yeah. Dr. Green, is this something that you are focused on at home, waking up in the morning, making sure that the kids are having breakfast and, I mean, running around, I'm sure, because they're very energetic, your boys.
Good question.
Yeah.
No, we have to, because I think brain food is essential, like you alluded to earlier on, for concentration spans and focus. So you actually need a good sustained release of energy throughout the morning period until they last to their first break or lunchtime. So you need to make sure that what you're feeding them also doesn't cause, you know, rapid spikes in the blood sugar levels and an insulin response, because there's a myriad of conditions associated with increased insulin responses. And that then obviously would benefit them in the classroom.
Yeah.
I know we just touched on breakfast being a very important one to break the fast. I find the mornings when I don't get to breakfast as quickly as possible, I tend to not get as hungry as when I actually eat first thing in the morning, and I feel like I cannot stop eating throughout the day. Why is it like that?
Sometimes you find that when you start the locomotive engine, remember, it's all about metabolism as well. And some people will look at the genetics, they look at dad and mom, and they'll be as skinny as a rake. Some of us look at a loaf of bread and we start picking up weight already. So remember that the natural metabolic tempo can be changed by different things. So there's genetics, then there are drugs that people take to enhance it. Then there's the pattern that you eat and what type of food you eat in terms of proteins, for example, kick-starting metabolism as well. And often in the mornings, your metabolism and your bowel motion is triggered by the first meal of the day. So also very important to notice that.
Yeah. Okay. It's National Nutrition Week from the 9th to the 15th of October, and that's what we're talking about this morning. Breakfast and all the other healthy meals that you should be taking in throughout the day to keep your body nice and healthy. Especially if you're working for that summer body. Because some are body, some are not.
Right, so once again outside with the lovely Amy this morning with some more healthy food boosting your immune system and also your mood. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Now there's a direct link, there's an improvement between vitamins and depression.
Absolutely. What they found was that, particularly with men, if they had low folate in their diet, they actually experienced depression, and for women, vitamin B12. So it's quite an interesting link. It was a Spanish study that proved this, and it was the first time that they actually managed to link those vitamins to things like depression. So, of course, we've got our beautiful baby spinach, which we had earlier in our smoothie.
Listen, can I just say that smoothie, I've had the
Superfood.
whole thing, all right? I'm full now. I've had breakfast and it was delicious. It was really nice.
Yeah, I'm so glad. So this is lunch then.
Fantastic. We'll pack in lunch in one morning as well as breakfast.
So I love using baby spinach instead of lettuce as a base for a salad. I mean, look at how gorgeous it is. By the way, this is a salad that can really feed a crowd.
Absolutely.
As you can see, it's perfect for the weekend.
One
lovely
half's
for
yours,
weeknight
one
meal.
half's mine. Okay, cool.
There you go. And then we've got some beautiful tender stem broccoli. Again, our leafy greens and dark leafy vegetables, full of that beautiful
look at that.
folic acid and vitamin Bs. And then we've got our gorgeous sweet potato. And I love the orange sweet potato because it's full of beta-carotene, vitamin A, also so good for you.
That has to be my favorite veggie.
It's divine.
Especially that orange one, yeah.
Yes, it's delicious. And we've just grilled it in the oven for about half an hour. And you can see it actually caramelizes, so it gets all naturally sweet and delicious. And you can just plate this around. I mean, how beautiful is this plate looking already?
Gorgeous.
And then talking about mood boosting, there's nothing that makes me happier than a perfectly ripe avocado. So
Beautiful. Look at that. Eh? Did you go hand select those?
I did.
You spent like 3 hours in the shop just to try and figure out which one is the correct one.
Squash them gently, not too much. So we're going to just slice up our beautiful avocado, and then let me just take this clip out as well.
Got it.
There we go. And I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, just cutting the orange for me so that we can just make our dressing with our lovely fresh orange juice. The other thing is, with dressings...
So just in half?
Yes, just in half, please. When you're making dressings, they're really, really simple. You don't need to use the store-bought varieties.
Yes.
It's much better to use fresh ingredients to make your own dressing.
Right.
And fresh lemon juice and fresh orange are perfect. The orange goes so well with the sweet potatoes. It's amazing. And then, of course, our olive oil, which also has our natural omega-3s. And then we've got some of our lovely nuts here. It's a mix of Brazil and walnuts, which we've toasted and chopped. Now, walnuts are very high in selenium, also a very good food to help fight depression.
Yes.
So if you can just try and get your nuts in, it's all those good omega-3s. And here we go. Let's squeeze our
And I always love a
orange
good
juice.
crunch in a salad, and that's what the nuts are for. And especially with the toasted flavour, it's going to come out so beautifully.
Absolutely. And a little bit of our olive oil. And then we're still going to add a little bit of flax seeds. They are a fantastic natural plant source of omega-3s, which obviously are those fatty acids you find typically in fish.
That's right.
But we just put those on. There we go.
I mean, here you have something of everything. You've got fibre, you've got a little bit of protein in there, you've got good oils and fats.
How
and then
delicious.
your folic as well. That looks amazing. Now, that is a salad, and look how quick that was to prepare as
Exactly. Beautiful, colourful, so good for keeping those energy levels high, keeping your mood elevated, and really just packing in those good nutrients to improve your immune system, all of that. So really, really good.
I love that salad. Try it out. The keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728. You can check it out on our website as well. It's expressoshow.com. Salad to 33728. And I can promise you now, after eating this, you're going to feel like $1,000,000. That's why she's always so bubbly in the morning, because this is her kind of daily kind of meal that she's eating. Brilliant stuff. Amy, thank you very much for sharing. Feel good food, boosting your immune system as well as your mood. The keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728.
All right, 021-430-9881. Back again with Bianca Tromp, who's joining us here from the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa, and of course Dr. Darren Green, because starting today, it's National Nutrition Week, and we're focusing on what you can do at home to ensure that the family is a lot healthier by focusing on the nutrition. And I was asking Bianca during the break now from our conversation, the economy is tough right now, and lots of families living on the breadline. Who have kids that need to go to school, that need to focus, that need to learn. What is the best, most affordable kind of way to make sure that your kids do get the benefits of a nutritional breakfast if you can't afford all of these other things?
So what's really easy to prepare, and it's a very cheap alternative, is oats, having oats for breakfast, but then also we can make substitutes, like substituting something that you're already having with a healthier alternative that's costs more or less the same, like substituting white bread for brown bread, for instance, or maybe including, or then substituting your full cream milk for low-fat milk, your full cream yogurt for low-fat yogurt, and then including cheaper protein alternatives. So having lentils, beans, eggs, tin pilchards, tin sardines, those are all protein sources that are less expensive and still extremely healthy.
Yeah, very nutritional still.
Yes.
Excellent.
I really, really like that. And of course, I mean, we are focusing on breakfast. We've spoken about the different portions. In fact, we haven't spoken about the portion size. We've spoken about what time of day is okay to eat. But when it comes to portions...
The bigger, the better.
I don't know. How do you tackle breakfast? What's
not
the
a good
right
breakfast.
way?
Syrup and syrup and flapjack.
And there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 7.
Help us.
Well, I don't know how you feel about portion sizes, but when it comes to oats, a cup of oats is generally the guideline that I use as an adult. I don't know for children if it must be slightly less.
Yeah, I mean, a child might not be able to eat a full cup, then decrease it a bit. But it's actually been shown that making breakfast the biggest meal of the day aids in weight loss. So there's been some studies that show that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, because whenever I have a big breakfast, I usually go up until about 2, 3 o'clock, and I still feel full, because usually it's like muesli with banana and all these good things. So, you know, you burn the energy all through the day, and then you eat less, I guess. We have a call on the line. Should we do that? Let's take a call.
Stanley from Cape Town, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, what's your comment or question for Bianca or Dr. Darren Green?
My question is about diabetes. Me and my son are both diabetic, so specifically my question is about bananas and bread. Should we eat it or not, or what sort of lifestyle changes can we make?
Thank you very much for that question.
Great question.
Okay, did he ask bananas and bread?
Yes,
okay,
as a diabetic.
As a diabetic, yes. So bananas is allowed as diabetics. Just try and have smaller bananas, maybe only have half a banana, share it with someone else, leave the rest in the fridge. But then for bread, it's actually easy when you go to the shops, you get low GI options, and those are perfect for diabetics. So just switch your normal bread, choose a low GI one.
Yeah. Can you give maybe like more options or ideas of how a diabetic can then enjoy breakfast? What other options there are?
Okay, so having breakfast as a diabetic means to try and not only have starchy foods. Try and combine these starchy foods with other foods, like protein, especially. When you're having protein with a starchy food, you're lowering the GI of the entire meal. So if you're having your bread, you're already having your low GI bread. Maybe you're putting some baked beans on your toast. Maybe you're putting some pilchards or sardines on your toast, or even having an egg is like a good option to lower the GI of your meal. So GI glycemic index only exists in food that actually have glucose in them. So if you're in the shops and you see low GI meat doesn't have a glycemic index because it doesn't have glucose.
That sounds good. What meat is this?
So that means like any protein source is low GI. Don't worry about that.
That's actually a brilliant breakfast idea. Toast, scrambled eggs, baked beans.
Yes.
Get in there.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
That's right.
Give us a call, 0214309881. It's National Nutritional Week.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom. Aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
Go, go, go.
Feeling my way through the darkness. I'm guided by a beating heart. I can tell where the journey went, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They said I'm caught up in a dream. Life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. That's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. You're just in time for breakfast and, of course, our health chat. It is National Nutritional Week. Next week also is National Obesity Week, and the two goes hand in hand. We are joined this morning by registered dietitian Bianca Trump from the South African Heart and Stroke Foundation and Dr. Darren Green. And naturally, our lines are open if you have any nutritional questions. That number is 021-430-9881.
Now, guys, me being a breakfast lover, I can't understand people that go, I can't eat in the mornings. But it happens. It really does happen. Some people just can't stomach it, so to speak. What is the reason for that?
Well, there are many things. I think some people feel nauseous on an empty stomach, and then they have to have a little salt cracker or whatever. If you think about ladies when they're pregnant, for example, they also feel often that the void and the nausea, and they alleviate that by having salty cracks next to their bed, for example, or something to snack on at intermittent times. So when your tummy's really empty and the gastric juices are certainly already flowing when you wake up in the morning and smell someone else eating bacon and eggs, certainly often you'll find that prompts you to actually do something about it. A lot of people feel better when they then ingest something, whether it's the cup of coffee first or whether it's the start of a breakfast. They might improve in that time.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have another caller on the line. Essie, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What's your comment or question for Bianca or Dr. Darren?
Yeah, my question is, you know, I'm a diabetic.
Okay.
What I want to, I was at 34, now I'm at 32. I want to gain a little more to get back to 34. And then I want to ask him again, can I eat malt? Can I have malt?
Okay.
Malt, plain malt, you know, the malt which is in a jar, you know, like bought that gym.
All right. Okay. So consuming malt, and I think he speaks about weight gain. He'd like to gain weight from a 32 to a 34.
And he's diabetic.
And he's diabetic.
So I think he asked about malt. And if I think of malt, the first thing I think about are those hot drinks at night time. You know, like your Horlickses or your Maltabella.
Hey!
Remember those things? So, I mean, you first need to know what's in that. And obviously, if you look at the grains and the soy products out there as well, you've got to look at exactly what's in it. So read the label. Look at how much sugar, for example, is on the packaging of the malt that you're having. It's not just pure malt. There's other things added to it. So you can look at the total grams, you know, if you read the labels of total sugar and then make that decision. But, you know, if he wants to move sizes, pant sizes from a 32 to a 34, he needs to have a good muscle increase, obviously, not fat increase.
Yeah.
So his ratio of percentage of body fat to body muscle is what he needs to be looking at. So you would need to obviously pick up weight in certain areas of his body and become bigger in terms of muscle. So that would mean you need a lot of fuel for the muscles, like protein particularly, not as much carbs.
Yeah, not low GI protein either. When it comes to National Nutritional Week, as we are in now, Bianca, understanding the back label on the packaging of foods that you buy, and the nutritional content of each food, how important is that you don't just go to a store and then you pick that and throw it in the trolley? Take a moment to actually reflect and read what's at the back, where it says, you know, 50 grams of carbohydrates, of which so much percentage is sugar, and what. How important is that?
Okay, so it's definitely important. Have a look on the back of your packaging. So you'll find the ingredient list there, and you'll find the nutrition information table that you've been talking about. So the ingredient list will actually list the ingredients in order of descending quantity or percentage of what is found in the product. So you don't want sugar or salt or fat to be one of the first three ingredients listed. So especially some of the products are marketed as healthy, especially with breakfast foods. Just take the package and read the first three ingredients. If one of those are sugar, then you know this isn't a healthy option, especially for your children. And especially children marketed cereals. You'll find sugar the first or the second.
I like the taste.
And then look out for other words like sodium means salt as well. So look out for words like that. And just see that it's not too much salt in your products, not too much sugar.
Oh, very, very interesting. Well, we're going to continue our chat one last time around National Nutritional Week. Of course, we also touch a little bit on obesity because next week is National Obesity Week. If you've got a comment or a question, feel free to call us. We're going to be back with Dr. and Bianca shortly. That number is 021-430-9881.
In the national news, Transport Minister Blayden Zamande has appealed to both the Passenger Rail Agency, PRASA, and the Railway Safety Regulator to seek an out-of-court settlement in the interest of millions of Metro Rail commuters. The Western Cape Environmental Affairs Department has received almost 974 million rand from National Treasury for disaster recovery programs and projects. On the international front, at least 53 people were killed and some 72 injured when an oil tanker crashed into another vehicle on the highway 120 kilometers west of Kinshasa, the capital of the Republic of Congo. And then finally, plans to advertise a horse race on the sales of the Sydney Opera House has prompted a huge backlash in Australia, with critics saying the decision effectively creates a billboard for the racing and gambling industries. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have another full bulletin for you at the top of the hour. Here's Kat with your sport.
Well, in the latest sporting headlines, the round of 16 fixtures for the 2018 Telkom Knockout have been decided, which sees Bidvest Wits taking on Free State Stars, Sundowns up against Bloem Celtics, and Orlando Pirates tackling Chipper United. Now, former Bafana striker Sean Bartlett has joined the national soccer team coaching staff ahead of their African Cup of Nations qualifier against Seychelles this weekend. And the 30-player shortlist for the 2018 Ballon d'Or has been released, with Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric headlining the nominees. And finally, the University of Free State took home the 2018 Varsity Netball Trophy last night after beating the University of Pretoria by 63 points to 59 in Bloemfontein. And that's a roundup of the major sporting headlines.
Right, let's get into your traffic and your weather once again. Let's start off with your traffic in the Western Cape Lunga. On the N2 inbound, there's congestion between Jakes Gerwel Drive and Mowbray Main Road. A 24-minute delay can be expected with an average speed of around 15 kilometers per hour. And then heading over to Gauteng and Fairland, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 southbound. That's after Bayes Nadir Drive, obstructing 2 left lanes. Please approach there with caution. It is causing those delays. Otherwise, if you're still heading out on the roads this morning, please drive with care. Getting straight into your weather, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures showing us what it looks like in your parts of the world. And we got a picture here from Kamel Khosenye that sent us this amazing sunrise from Johannesburg. Beautiful picture. Thank you very much for sharing. You can expect warm conditions, and you can also, for the rest of the week, expect those warm conditions to continue, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Thank you very much for sharing your pictures. Continue to do so. Take them and post them on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. With regards to your temperatures going into your Tuesday morning, Polokwane starting off on 11, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Mbombela 11:26, Pretoria 14:30, Johannesburg 14, reaching a high of 28 degrees. Mahikeng 16:31, Klerksdorp 14:32, Kimberley 16:34, Bloemfontein 10 and a high of 32 degrees. Richards Bay 19:28, Pietermaritzburg 13:30, Durban 19:26, Mthatha 14 and a high of 36 degrees. East London 18:30, Cradock 14, reaching a scorch of 37 degrees. Port Elizabeth 16:26, George 14:24, Sutherland 12 and a high of 31, Cape Town 16:22, Worcester 13:34, Springbok starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 33, and Uppington 20, and also very hot later on today, 36 degrees. That's where we leave your weather and your temperatures for now. We'll bring you a final weather and traffic update at the top of the hour.
Well, we are back with our medical chat, and this is our final one, so our lines remain open. It's 021-430-9881. It is National Nutritional Week, and next week is National Obesity Week. Dr. Darren Green, Bianca is still with us as well. And Doctor, let's talk about obesity itself.
Indeed.
How would you define it?
Yeah, so there are different ways of defining it. The most common way is using the BMI, the Body Mass Index, which is your mass in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. And if you get a value, you'll get a value either under 30 or over 30. To consider yourself overweight is between 25 and 30 with that BMI. If it's more than 30, it's starting to become obese. And then you get really, really emotionally loaded terms like morbidly obese. And we have to have so much sensitivity around the topic of obesity. We also use skin folds. In the gym, you'll find your personal trainer will do caliper test and pinch you to check your percentage of body fat. That also helps looking at your millimeter of skin folds, etc. But you know, the most commonly used formulation is the one of your BMI. And you mentioned something about the stigma of obesity and the definition this year.
So World Obesity Day is on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. And the theme this year is End Obesity Stigma.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
very interesting topic.
We have a caller on the line, Yanga from Durban. Good morning, Yanga.
Good morning, how are you?
Feeling younger than ever. What's your question or your comment?
As guys, we are having a conversation here. I'm saying when you're making a home bread, when you're making a thin bread at home,
yes,
it's healthier. And now my sisters are saying it's not healthy. We want to know what is the best way. What is the best way of making a homemade bread?
So this is a discussion that you guys are actually having right now with your sisters. Okay, that's really cool.
That's
I'm glad we can
incredible.
join in the conversation. What's your take on that, Bianca?
Okay, so if you're making homemade bread, you have to use whole wheat flour when you're making this bread. Not choose a recipe that doesn't add a lot of extra fat and a lot of extra salt. Bread is actually very high in salt. You wouldn't think so, but yeah. So choose a recipe. It all starts with your recipe. Choose a recipe with low salt, not a lot of extra fat or oil, and then whole wheat flour.
So is store-bought bread healthier or baking at home?
Well, but if you bake, yeah, it depends on your recipe.
Okay.
But buying store-bought, you know you can get the lower GI version.
Okay.
But making it at home, you know exactly what's going in there.
That's the difference. Yeah. Yanga, maybe you must share your homemade recipe, home bread recipe with us on Facebook. Try and making it here in the studio. Yeah, I think it might be delicious. It sounded like a delicious argument. Alcohol and how it contributes to obesity.
Well,
can we
alcohol,
talk about that?
alcohol is actually a complicated form of a broken down carbohydrate and adds so much to the equation in terms of calories. There's a reason why it's called the beer boop. Because it's the hops, it's the beer, it's the alcohol, it's the yeast. All those things contribute to you developing, especially in South Africa, the beer pens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so definitely calories. It also utilizes certain enzymes in the liver when you break down alcohol and you exhaust then certain enzymes that are involved with other metabolic pathways in digesting certain food groups like carbohydrates and fat storage, for example. So alcohol specifically also has a very direct bearing on your triglycerides. If it increases those free fatty acid levels in the blood, and that's associated with a host of health problems, including cardiovascular risk, stroke, etc.
Sure. All right. Yeah. So much for us to take in terms of information, especially with this being the start of National Nutritional Week. Thank you very much to both of you for joining us, and we hope that was an enlightening conversation for you, and that it'll certainly just open up your mind to the world of what it is that we consume, what we put into our bodies, and how it can better serve to create a healthier lifestyle.
Okay, well, listen, there's still lots more coming on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're going to be taking a look at what happened at the AFI Fashion Week. They're celebrating African design. It's a collaboration between Dove and Rich Factory, something explosive.
And then, of course, we're taking a look at all of the latest movie trailers with none other than the one, the only, JP Sebastian.
After the break.
Join the party on Top Billing this Saturday evening at 6 as actress Lunati Mpofu finds her life in glorious balance between motherhood, love and career. Watch fashion artist Megan Hess at work, illustrating for the world's top luxury brands. Plus, they call it Afrofuturism, and it dominates the collections at this year's Durban Fashion Fair. That's Top Billing this Saturday at 6. Repeat midday Sunday on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. Don't worry, you haven't missed out on too much. We're about to find out what's happening in our international entertainment news.
Oh, man, that's right. Every time we talk international, we know there's bound to be a bit of drama. In fact, every day we bring you the drama because we live for the mess that
Because
they
we are the
brings.
drama mamas.
The drama mamas. But Cat Williams, how's this? He's a comedian. You know, I'm surprised you don't know him. Black guy, relaxed hair, comedian, really funny guy. But
It's
anyway.
probably because of the relaxed hair.
Okay, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Well, look, he was arrested. He's been arrested after allegedly assaulting a taxi driver in New York. Yes. So it is alleged that the town driver was meant to drop the 47-year-old school dancer actor and his dog to Portland airport for a performance at Nick Cannon's event, and then an argument transpired and he assaulted the taxi driver. Now, Cat Williams allegedly left the driver with cuts as well as swelling on his face. The comedian was then arrested the next day after the incident and was charged with assault. Now, you know, bail was set at 37,270 rands, vibes, for Cat Williams. He was also arrested for an out-of-state warrant that happened in Georgia. So actually, they're like arrested one thing and then there's another thing that's lingering and it's just like a whole mess.
It sounds
messy.
It is very messy, hey? Sure, but at least the hair's on fleek. Yes, child.
I mean, I hope when he was busy there with the argument that his edges were still laid at the end of it.
You know?
Yeah.
Listen, if I ever date someone and they do that with their hair, I'm not going to be there.
Oh, man. Okay.
That's a problem.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
Okay?
Then I've changed
Just
my
be
mind.
natural.
I've changed my mind about relaxing my hair so you can date me.
Imagine. You know, someone who just can't seem to get a break is Iggy Azalea. Oh, my word. So we were all planning on seeing her, not us, but like the Western world was planning seeing her on a 21-city tour that was going to be lasting for 5 weeks, and it's been cancelled. Now, of course, we haven't seen her give us new music for a whole 4 years. The last tour that she was also on was cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. This one now as well. So it just seems like she can't catch a break, this poor girl. And I feel like really, really bad for her. I mean, she brought us so many great tracks with so many really, really awesome artists. Jennifer Lopez, Ariana Grande, and now it seems like she's not going to be able to make that money, honey. So I don't know what's going on.
Honey, like my thing is like every time there's a cancellation and they say it's unforeseen circumstances, I'm always just like, what is that? Is it like people are not buying your tickets and then that's unforeseen?
Yeah. She's probably going to come up with a song, I'm so twirless, you already know.
I don't know what's going on with this.
I have no idea.
They're still carrying on. What's going on?
I have no idea. It must
So-
be very exciting.
So not smooth, but
not
you
smooth.
could be smooth. And in fact, the question is, are you the smoothest fan of the biggest stars in Mzansi? Well, if that's the case, Tropica is looking for you, the smoothest fans of some of South Africa's biggest celebrities who will put their skills and their celeb knowledge to the test.
Absolutely. So all you have to do is buy Tropica and follow the entry details on the bottle. Select your favorite celeb who you think you know best, and you could stand a chance to win thousands of instant daily prizes and a share of 1 million rand.
Say it again.
1 million rand.
Yeah, Tropica has given away airtime to over 23,000 winners from the start of the competition. So if you want to be part of all of that action, buy a Tropica and enter, and you could be winning your share of incredible smooth prizes. There's airtime, there's cash. T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on tropica.co.za.
Well, listen, the AFI Johannesburg Fashion Week, it's just wrapped up this past weekend, and what an incredible showcase of African design. Now, there was one beautiful collaboration, and that was between Dove and Rich Factory.
Absolutely, and then of course making sure that she strutted down that catwalk was none other than the beautiful Nubian princess that is Nomzamo Umbata, showing off exactly what African fashion is all about. It's rich, it's vibrant, and it's oh so trendy at the moment.
Guys, you know when you see a red carpet, Nick is running to it. It's opening night of AFI Johannesburg Fashion Week. We're here in partnership with Dove and Rich Factory to unveil their brand new 100-color print, worn on none other than Miss Nomzamo Umbata. I am so excited. We got to get in. It's starting.
AFI Fashion Week was the perfect platform to feature a dynamite collaboration between Dove and designer Rich Factory. The two joined forces to empower women through vibrant fashion, a message of inclusivity that everyone could get behind.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Hakeem, who's the fashion editor for Elle South Africa. Yes, I said Elle South Africa. You are a big deal.
Barely. Thank you so much.
Barely. You gotta say that with confidence, Hakeem, okay? I gave you a good setup, and you did not go for it. Now listen, you can't tell by the way me and you are dressed tonight, because we're in a monochrome, but how do you feel about sort of this upsurge in bold print and bold African print, color, texture? Are you here for it?
I am absolutely here for it. We've got things that are so traditional, that are unique to Africa. And I think it's important for us to really put that on a fashion platform and to start developing that as something that is fashionable, that the rest of the world can look at and be like, oh my God, we're jealous.
I love the colors in African print because it sort of celebrates what Africa is about. If you look at Africa, we are very colorful people. We are very diverse nation, so it sort of symbolizes what Africa stands for.
The big reveal on opening night meant a packed house, all eager to see the debut of Dove's 100-color print, worn by one of our country's most stylish, Nomzamo Mabata.
Guys, this lady shut it down. Shut AFI, pack up, go home, get out of my face. Miss Nomzamo Mabata, you were obviously a fashion girl. Tell me, why do you love fashion so much, and why was the partnership with Rich Factory such an easy fit?
This collaboration was so organic. First of all, I've been using Dove since day one. I literally have like one spicy underarm. I don't know if it's the left one or the right one. So I've always been using Dove. And also, Rena and I have always had such an organic relationship. We've always wanted to create moments. And I think for me, the Nubian princess moments have always lived for eternity. So absolutely, this collaboration couldn't have come at a better time. And also, I believe that 100 colors is beyond just 100 colors of fabric. It's a campaign that says we are literally 100 colors. 100 colors in our shades, 100 colors in our spectrums, 100 colors in our shapes, 100 colors in our personalities, 100 colors in our sexuality, 100 colors in women. And tonight was really beautiful and amazing, and I'm so proud of Rena. She really put out a great show. And I'm so proud of Dove as well for recognizing the fact that we live on the African continent. And living on the African continent means that we play with African print.
We're celebrating women, we're celebrating strong women, uplifting women, women who express themselves with Dove, Nomzamo, Rena from Rich Factory. Girl, but we got some sniffing to do backstage. I want to get to the bottom of that armpit. I'm gonna figure it out. I think it's the left.
It actually showed 100 colors of Africa, and having such a lovely lady actually to portray color and show the beautiful dress to the world.
Rich Factory, it was absolutely amazing. The designs were stunning, everything, it was on point.
Normally we see shirts, normally we see skirts, but she came in with different, you can actually wear the African print as if it's a formal look on the red carpet. Love it.
Rena, I can't help but feel like a proud mama right now. It was so incredible to see your vision come to life. I saw you last week when you were putting the finishing touches on everything. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling excited. I think the Dove dress looked absolutely amazing. It was beautiful, the earrings, the headpiece that went with it, the girl in the dress, the print on the dress. Yeah, I'm happy.
Rena, we were at your studio last week when you got the fabric, the Dove 100 color fabric, and you decided, no, I need to scrap my idea, I need to do something else. That must have been quite a scary moment, but you pulled it off beautifully.
The fabric needed its own moment, which is why we put it into that beautiful ball gown. And I wanted something that was really huge and grand that would show the fabric. And also it's so soft and it had that nice movement that we're not used to in African print. So it would be a waste if I didn't put it in something that just sort of bounced off of the stage. Brands always cover black and white. And then what about the girl like me who loves to wear color? So it's great knowing that now I can put on my color, I can spray my Dove, I have no marks, and yeah, my fabric looks great and I can wear all the color I want to wear.
I loved how she took African print and turned it into contemporary everyday wear for women. So I love the high fashion. I love how the colors worked well together even though the prints were not the same. Yeah, I just loved it.
Dove and Rich Factory shutting it down at AFI Johannesburg Fashion Week, proving once and for all that women, you guys can embrace color in all its many forms and not have to worry about those pesky deodorant stains. It all comes down to the Dove Invisible Dry Antiperspirant Deodorant. Speaking of that, I think someone's got mine over here.
Well,
Well, once again, Dove and Rich Factory proving that you can embrace 100 colors when you have Dove's invisible dry antiperspirant deodorant in your corner.
Now, if you want more information on the deodorant helping to redefine African fashion, head over to www.dove.com/ZA, and you can also find the deodorant in stores across South Africa.
It's going to leave like white marks.
I don't see any white marks. What's in here? Tested on 100 colors.
All right, time for you to pop out your popcorn right about now as we take a look at the latest trailers that you can expect this week. Of course, giving a taste tease of what you can expect much later on in the year. JP Sebastian on the hot seat. Thanks for joining us as always, brother man.
Thank you for having me as always.
Listen, I've watched this trailer at least 4 times, and this excites me, okay? Firstly, Bryan Cranston.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
But
Kevin
maybe
Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
But this is a different Kevin Hart, and I love it.
A different speed entirely, a different sort of heart to it.
I love it.
Yeah. I suppose like what we're used to is these high energy and these, you know, shenanigans and all
There's
that kind
still
of
a bit
stuff.
of that in this, but
No,
like
absolutely.
on a controlled level. I mean, the story is called The Upside.
Yeah, how about you give us some
No,
synopsis?
I'm sorry. I'm just very
No.
emotionally connected to this story because when I saw it, I just appreciated how versatile an actor he is.
And
You
that
know.
he's trying to spread his wings and actually do something other than just Jumanjis and all that kind of stuff, which
Yeah.
is fine, which we enjoy. But I suppose the description for this would be more indie or art house is what some people might call it. But I don't think as alienating necessarily as other art house. Just to give you the story,
Yeah.
he is a man who with a criminal record and he's just trying to get his life back on track. I think he just wants to have a chance at doing something right for once. And he finds for himself a wealthy guy who is a quadriplegic. Played by Bryan Cranston, and he wants to. He's supposed to be nurse to Bryan Cranston throughout the story. This, however, what you might not know, is a remake of a French movie from 2011 called The Intouchables, which was highly lauded and highly praised.
Wow.
So I don't know why you do a remake like 7 years
Well,
later.
I guess to expose it to a more international audience, people who don't speak Francais that well, or who might not be...
People who don't like reading the subtitles, lazy people.
Exactly.
But probably,
For the rest of us.
probably this is, I doubt, as good necessarily because of the kind of acclaim that previous movie had. But
Yes.
just, if that is enough of a boost and a reason for you to want to see this, though it doesn't have a date in South Africa as of yet. The one that it's based on was highly praised and highly lauded. But the story being basically that since he is such an explosive little guy, Kevin Hart, he's basically the bodily extension for this guy who in a way is the brains. And he helps him find his way of expressing himself once again.
That might just take him past The Rock as the highest earning actor in the world. I mean, School Night, I think, is at #1 right now somewhere.
Night Schools,
It's doing pretty well.
I'll tell you on Thursday, but yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, so him and The Rock, it's like The Rock is first and he's second. But anyway.
How about this one? Welcome to Mercy. I don't like the look of that poster, but let's talk about
What's
it.
the worst
No,
that
it
can
looks very
happen?
exorcismisk.
Clearly someone just vaped too hard or whatever.
What's the word?
Close
Exorcistic.
enough. Stigmatic, I think, is the correct word you're looking for. Wow, these
Oh.
flashes. For those
Oh,
with
no,
epilepsy
there
out
we go. Too much brown on her face. I didn't like that.
Exfoliating, obviously, to be as tender as the lamb. And her story is that it's a lady who... what's nice about this is, while you've got, like you said, there's exorcism to it, there's, like I said, stigmata, which is the signs of the Christ that some people, you know, is that phenomenon that some people apparently get. It looks like it's told entirely from her perspective. Usually when you have these kind of horrors, it's like peering into the life. Or like someone goes to the creepy house where this woman is chained to the bed and she's having the devil go through her and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
But it looks, the way the trailer puts it across, that it's this woman from her perspective trying to find a way to resolve what's going on in her life. She nearly just killed her child, apparently. She has to go find these nuns who, hey, are these nuns evil? Aren't they evil? Have we learned from The Conjuring? We don't know. And they're supposed to be the ones who will help her through this process. But
wow.
I'm sure more than she bargained for.
Dare if you're brave. Listen, The Upside is releasing in Feb, I think, of 2019, right?
Cool beans.
What about Welcome to Mercy?
Welcome to Mercy, also no date as far as I know, but if a little whisper comes in your ear, that'll be rad.
Yeah. The Mule.
Which does not have a poster as of yet, and also no date for South Africa. Clint Eastwood is back.
Is that Clint?
Yes.
Get out of my life.
How? Like,
No, I can't.
Why is it
Maybe
so
it's the angle that
problematic
I'm. No, it's the angle I'm sitting at. He doesn't look like the good, bad, and the ugly.
Generic elderly man. No, it's quite far from the good, the bad, and the ugly. But fortunately, not far necessarily in terms of talent and creativity. I think I put Clint Eastwood down for a bit after it was Gran Torino. I think I had some fun, and then after that it was American Sniper, which I wasn't too sweet on. But Bradley Cooper actually returns for this one too. Clint is helming as director and helming as leading man.
Yeah.
And the story
and Lawrence Fishburne features on that.
Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Pena. Michael Pena is one of these actors who's so overlooked. I wish they'd be using him more from Ant-Man, End of Watch, etc., etc. But the story is based on a true story. Japes is going to breathe in a second. Of an 80-year-old man who is a World War II veteran and just for a way to try and supply for his family, give to his family because they had fallen into ruin. As you saw in the trailer, he's gone into foreclosure. Turns to being a drug mule for the Sinaloa cartel, and that was a true story. He became one of the biggest mules in their history.
Pablo Escobar and...
No. Sinaloa is Mexican. Escobar is like, I think, 80s. Colombia, Medellin,
I'm too narcos focused
It's
right now.
probably good that you don't know too much about this business. You're good at what you do, I promise you. No muling, no shoving things in dark places. But yeah, Clint Eastwood, it looks so intense. Seriously, go watch the trailer for yourself. Unfortunately, we can't give you sound the way you should hear it. Rachmaninoff in the background just burning.
Wow.
And this dude, what's so nice is that Clint Eastwood is giving you like a frail representation of just an elderly person. It's not like, Liam Neeson taken kind of, you know, finds the chias and the chutzpah and whatever, which is fun in its own way. But here it's just a true story of a real man. Trying to provide for his family.
Quickly, later on, what are we talking about?
Later on, we're talking about some more trailers releasing, but larger movies, less art house, more commercial, fun. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably the biggest one.
Lovely stuff.
All right, well, we're going to be taking a very quick ad break after that rather exciting movie segment. Definitely looking forward to a whole host of movies opening this weekend. But we're going to be taking that ad break really quickly. Stick around because we've got an interesting initiative by educating kids through cosplay, man. Esports, and we're getting so much momentum using cosplay as an educational tool. We love it.
Also, still coming up after the break, Big Star Johnson is taking it to the next level, taking us back into time with Kwaito. It's called Scupu, so stay with us. Moving out? Need more room? Scaling down? Private property is a great place to start your search. With thousands of new properties from South Africa's top real estate agents, banks, developers, and homeowners. It's the easiest way to find your next home. Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Search privateproperty.co.za.
Enter the Win a Home competition on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance to win a brand new, fully decorated apartment at Paraflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million rand.
No. Take the ghetto out of me. Hey. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Let me hear you say, you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Yeah, you can take me out of the die veldpop, liet in twijzen. Kot kan tollen begroot man, kan die prijs stand. Yeah, kot zijn a long boy, I go price stand. Puffing on my endo, out the window. Gripping on my gym, bro, on my sip slow. Steezy, baby, got the info. Yeah, and you don't know what you went for. Hey, they say, yeah, ooh, make a plan, but a black man make a better one. Yeah, it's in the blood, boy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on a Tuesday morning. It's a very musical Tuesday today. Tuesday Tunes with Kat coming up. Also, Big Star Johnson is in the building. But right now, the news.
In the national news this morning, Transport Minister Blade Nzimande has appealed to both the Passenger Rail Agency, PRASA, and the Railway Safety Regulator to find an out-of-court settlement in the interest of millions of Metro Rail commuters. This comes after PRASA launched a court bid to challenge the decision by the Rail Safety Regulator to suspend its safety permits. The Congress of South African Trade Unions has also expressed concern over this, saying it will impact on train commuters who cannot afford alternative transport and risk losing their jobs. The court ruling is expected this Thursday. The Western Cape Environmental Affairs Department has received almost 974 million rand from National Treasury for disaster recovery programs and projects. The City of Cape Town received the lion's share of the Environmental Affairs Department's drought funding. This is specifically for the Cape Flats, Table Mountain Group and Atlantis Aquifer projects. 28.9 million rand is being spent on emergency boreholes in the Theewaterskloof area. The Oudtshoorn municipality has received 30 million rand for its drought alleviation efforts, and 170 million rand has been transferred to the Provincial Agriculture Department to help farmers buy feed. Now moving further abroad, at least 53 people were killed when an oil tanker crashed in the Democratic Republic of the Congo at the weekend, the health ministry said yesterday. The tanker collided with another vehicle and caught fire on a highway 120 kilometers west of the capital, Kinshasa. The health ministry said 72 people were injured and warned that the death toll could rise further. President Joseph Kabila has declared 3 days of mourning for the victims of the disaster. And then finally, a plan to advertise a horse race on the sales of the Sydney Opera House has prompted a huge backlash in Australia. The World Heritage listed site will show the advert today after an order to this effect by the New South Wales Premier. Critics said the decision defies Sydney Opera House rules by effectively creating a billboard for the racing and gambling industries. But others, including Prime Minister Scott Morrison, has defended it as positive for the economy and tourism. Since Friday, more than 160,000 people have signed an online petition. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Well, in the latest sporting headlines, the round of 16 fixtures for the 2018 Telkom Knockout have been decided after yesterday's draw in Joburg. So, 2017 champions Bidvest Wits opened their title defence against last season's Nedbank Cup winners Free State Stars. Elsewhere, Kaizer Chiefs take on Black Leopards, Sundowns are up against Bloem Celtics, while Orlando Pirates will tackle Chippa United. The round of 16 matches will be played next weekend with venues and kick-off times still to be confirmed. In other footballing news, former Bafana striker Sean Bartlett has joined the national soccer team coaching staff ahead of their African Cup of Nations qualifier against Seychelles this weekend. Now, Bartlett, who's a former Golden Arrows and University of Pretoria manager, will serve as an assistant coach on a game-by-game basis with the option of extending. Bafana are in AFCON qualifying action this Saturday as they take on Seychelles in Soweto. Now, the 30-player shortlist for the 2018 Ballon d'Or has been released, which sees Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric headlining the nominees. After already taking home the 2018 FIFA Best Player Award and UEFA Player of the Season, Luka Modric will be a firm favourite to take the Golden Prize at the awards ceremony in Paris on the 3rd of December. Other players up for the award also include Antoine Griezmann, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane and Eden Hazard. And that is a roundup of the sporting headlines.
Take another look, in fact, a final look at what to expect on the road, starting off in KwaZulu-Natal in Clarewood. Now, on the M7 highway, there's a stationary truck currently blocking Flower Road westbound. Heavy delays can be expected on local routes in the area. Please make use of an alternative route. We also in Gauteng, Linwood, have an accident on the N1 in northbound after Rigel Avenue obstructing the right lane. Heavy delays can be expected. And that's where we leave your traffic.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Right, let's get into your temperatures and your weather for one last time on your Tuesday morning. And we want to say thank you to each and every one of you that sent in some of your pictures showing us what it looks like in your parts of the world. So a big thank you to Rodney David Governor for your sunrise picture from the Durban Harbour. Annette Kommer for your beachfront sunrise picture taken from Strand here in the Western Cape, as well as Mpho Junior Musana for your beautiful sunrise from Cosmos City in Johannesburg. And lastly, for Kamel Hosenye for your amazing sunrise there from Johannesburg. We've really got some absolute gems this morning to share with the nation. Thank you very much. We'll pick up showing your pictures once again tomorrow. With regards to your temperatures going into your Tuesday, Polokwane starting off on 11, reaching a high of 27 degrees late on today. Mbombela 11.26, Pretoria 14.30, Johannesburg 14.28, Mahikeng 16.31, Klerksdorp on 14 minimum, reaching a high of 32, Kimberley 16.34, Bloemfontein 10.32, Richards Bay 19.28, Pietermaritzburg 13.30, Durban 19.26, Mthatha 14 and Scorcher late Town today, 36 degrees. East London, 18:30. Cradock, 14:37, also very, very hot. Port Elizabeth, 16:26. George, 14:24. Sutherland starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 31. Cape Town is 16:22. Worcester, 13:34. Springbok, 12:33. And Uppington starting off on 20, also reaching a very hot maximum of 36 degrees. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for your Tuesday morning.
Time to spice up your Tuesday morning a little bit. Big Star Johnson in the studio, or in fact outside right now. Richitza Fela, Retsa Mino Monate. Debut album's out, Me and Mines.
Go get it.
Man's dropped a track called Scoop featuring Quest. Let's go.
Let's go.
Boom!
Good morning, K-Town. Yeah, it's good vibes, man. I see the sun is coming out, you know. Yesterday got a little bit chilly at night, but that's all right, that's all right. They showed me love anyway, you know, so shout out. If you're at home right now and you don't know the song, I need you to sing with me, it's so easy, all right? Follow me, say, you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Let me hear you say, you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto. Let's go. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the Skatkam putsa day. I can put me lidi fell pop, leading twice. Go control a little bit, man, got the price stand. Yeah, go take a long boy, I go price stand. Puffing on my indoor at the window. Gripping on my gym pro, on myself slow. Steezy baby got the info. Okay, and you don't know what you went for. Hey, they say you're who? Mark a block, but a black man make a better one. Yeah, it's in the blood, pouring no adrenaline. Only call the plug to supply the medicine. Hey, it's in dog, I wish up in a gun. Hey, I'm Trinidad James in the Mandela. Hey, with the swag game, so I head it up. Hey, on the rampage, steady killing them. Hey, and then I heal them, let's go. Say, okay, so if my brother Questa was here, he broke this verse down easily. He said, listen, he said, Atisha skum kabakla, Baba Steve J, now took Nyagasa, Baba Skave, die spliff, sick, took Pagama, now we pay Baba Jenya, full Pachaza, India. Scoop with Halazia keepers, Stanganis in Yogunyana, Siam Kinjas, Patenabo Kuku, Gaga, Siastika, when I was a Kuku, Gaga cheat back. Same daba ish, same galagata, same chakalaka taste. Same daga baba fede so hlangana late. Late jangalala basis your Panama chase. Hey like your banda, I need a thick one. And tell her not to put me on Insta. And I'll make it last longer than the picture. Dreams come true, make a wish on a big star. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Nah, nah, nah. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Nah, nah, nah. You can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can take me out of the ghetto. Hey, it's Tuesday, turn up on the woo. I could be. And we lie. I could be. And we lie. I could be. That's best. And this one is the sing-along. I need y'all to catch it. Yo. Yes, loving. You got a taste, now you get the rest of it. Okay, it's like my people forgot their roots, so I had to take them back. Holla Quest loving. Hey, do you remember the time? Jam Ellie, middle center, no guy. TKZ got Palafala, no guy. Chaka Humbale, Alaska, no guy. Papa, no guy. We're no guy. Mama, no guy. We're no guy. Sister, no guy. We're no guy. And look where now, yo, 1, 2, 3, say. I could be. And we lie. Yo, where? I could be. Hey, I could be. Yo, where? Could be. And we lie. Yo, where? I could be. Yes, I could be. Yes, I could be. Everybody back home, let me hear you say one more time. Say, you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the. That's right, say.
Big Star Johnson doing the most on this Tuesday, man. What a vibe. Hope that you've been enjoying it. Let us know. Connect with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance of Scoop. With the brand new album, Me and Minds, is out right now. Go out there and get it. Support the big man, the big star, the Big Star Johnson. Much love, dog.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, what an awesome performance. We're about to take a quick break. When we get back, I think times have certainly changed. How's this? Teaching and educating kids through cosplay.
Exactly, and then we're going to chat about the hotel group with the biggest footprint in Africa with none other than the regional group marketing manager for Protea Hotels, none other than Mr. Avukile Mabombo.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, whether you are traveling for business or for leisure, chances are that you've spent a night at a Protea hotel, and there is good reason for it. Now, Protea Hotels by Marriott is one of the most widely recognized hospitality brands in Africa, with the largest footprint on the continent, boasting nearly 100 hotels across 9 countries. Now, this morning, I'm joined by Avukile Mabombo, the regional group marketing manager for Protea Hotels by Marriott, who's here to introduce the new loyalty program, Loyalty, which exclusively rewards its members. Avukile, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's awesome.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, I would love to experience this in all 9 countries. I don't know, maybe you can hook it up?
Well, you're already such a well-traveled person. I'm pretty sure we can sort something out. But if you join our loyalty program, then it becomes a lot much easier.
Look at him, I love it. He's just like, but join the loyalty program.
Well, it's very exciting. I mean, especially us as Expresso presenters, whenever we sent on a shoot that requires a stay over, we always stay in Protea Hotels by Marriott because you guys have such a consistent standard and you pretty much in all locations. Now, apart from South Africa, where else in Africa can we find Protea Hotels by Marriott?
So like you've already alluded to, we are the biggest hospitality chain on the continent, and we've got a host of hotels across South Africa, but you can also find us in Namibia, you can find us in Zambia, you can find us in Ghana, Malawi, Nigeria, Tanzania, Uganda, and also most recently in Algeria as well.
Oh, wow.
So we consider ourselves an African brand, and we're very proud of the footprint and the presence that we have across the continent.
Why do you think it is that Protea Hotels by Marriott has earned itself such a reputation and has been so consistent when it comes to the brand?
So, you know, ultimately it's about staying true to the basics. We've always focused on giving our guests a slick and a user-friendly experience across all of our hotels. And also something that's personalized, because every traveler's got their own unique needs. So we also need to make sure that we're able to cater for those different preferences. And another thing, I mean, we know that times change, travelers' needs change over time. And it's been very important for us to keep up to date and stay relevant for that ever-changing demand and demographic that we cater to.
Well, earlier you mentioned to Leanne, like, join the loyalty program, join the loyalty program. Why do you guys always encourage, you know, travelers that stay at the Protea Hotels by Marriott to, you know, choose within the Protea portfolio group?
So, you know, one of the things with travelers is that as much as we do hotels well, and we've done it for a very long time, when people travel, they don't just travel for the hotel, right? They travel to destinations, and they travel to partake in the experiences that are around those destinations. Within our portfolio, we've pretty much got hotels that can cater to any type of experience that you may need. So be it a family trip that you're on, be it a couple's trip, a boys' night for golfing, girls' night for spa, whether you want to go on holiday in Durban or Saldanha or up north in the Machalis, we've got hotels that cater to any type of need that you want. We've also got hotels in every big metropole, so we also cater to that progressive yet pragmatic business traveler who's looking for that balance of business and leisure, etc. And then, like we've said, you know, our loyalty program opens up a world of opportunities and experiences, not just locally and across the continent, but also around the world. Because being part of Marriott International, it means that by you being part of our loyalty program, you're essentially part of our global network.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that. I mean, I know that we have the largest footprint in Africa, but there is also Marriott International. About the loyalty points, can I use those loyalty points both in Africa and internationally as well?
You can use them across the globe, and it's even gotten better now. We've recently combined our 3 Marriott-affiliated loyalty programs, which was Marriott Rewards, SPG Rewards, as well as Ritz-Carlton Rewards.
Wow.
Pretty much creating a super group of loyalty benefits. So now you're part of a family of about 110 million members across the globe. You can earn and spend your points across over 6,500 hotels around the world, across 29 Marriott-affiliated brands in 127 countries. So you really are part of a global network which just exposes you to so much more things by being part of that program.
Absolutely incredible. Well, Avukile, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Earlier, in fact, I wanted to ask you with regards, how can you use your loyalty points that you've earned? Because you said it's so easy to accumulate them, but how can you spend them?
Well, that's the great thing, right? There's so many ways in which you can spend them. I think if we start kind of at basic level, you can redeem them for stays at any hotel. So if you're traveling down to Cape Town for business and you want to extend by extra day for leisure, you can use your points for that. If you've got a long weekend that you want to go up to Kruger National Park, you can do that. But I think for me, the most exciting part and unique part to how you can redeem your points is what we call Marriott Moments. Now, moments are unique experiences that we curate for our members that basically allow them to experience a lot of different things around their own taste. So be it around music, be it around culinary experiences, sport, etc. So we give members money can't buy experiences that they can tap into. And most recently, we've had 2 amazing Marriott moments, which was an intimate concert with award-winning group Mikasa up at the Protea Hotel Fire and Ice by Marriott in Mandela, as well as an intimate bride masterclass with Peter Goffwood at the amazing Irene Country Lodge Autograph Collection. So this is just one of the few things that being part of our loyalty program exposes you to.
That's fantastic. Wow, Avukile, thank you so much. It certainly is exciting. I just want to jump on that loyalty, train over there. It really, really is exciting.
It definitely pays to be part of the group because, like I said, you now no longer just need to be focused on earning points at a local level. You can literally take your points anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Very exciting. Well, there you have it. Protea Hotels by Marriott is ideal for both business and leisure travelers with properties in major business centers and desirable leisure destinations. Marriott International's unified loyalty program will give you the opportunity to travel the world and experience new and exciting destinations at over 6,700 hotels in 127 countries. So to enroll and find out more, you can visit members.marriott.com.
Right, now, I think onto something very special. Now, we all have our favorite superheroes. I love Superman, Cat loves Superman. It just is what it is. Now, tens of thousands of children and adults alike go above and beyond to dress up as their favorite characters and then attend comic and superhero conventions. The world of cosplay, it is huge, and esports are taking over, man.
They really are, and it's a whole industry on its own, and it entertains.
Absolutely.
To no end. So, can you imagine if one of your teachers decided to dress as, let's say, Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and they convinced the principal to do the same, and then they teach you in class as, like, these characters. How crazy would that be?
Dude, that would be an epic day at school.
It's happening.
Cosplay stands for costume play, an activity that's gaining a lot of momentum around the world. Terry Ferreira is a teacher at the Charterhouse Montessori Eco School in Johannesburg, as well as an avid cosplayer who's introduced this activity to her kids.
Terry's seen this bring shy children's personalities to life, creating with the resources they find around them and channeling this creativity towards learning.
So Terry, as a cosplayer yourself, can you tell me a little bit more about what this activity is about?
Well, cosplay is an abbreviated word for costume play. It's where children or grown-ups can take characters from fiction, whether it's movies or books, and create them themselves and showcase them either at conventions or wherever.
And how has introducing cosplay as a teaching method impacted positively in the learners' lives?
Oh, it's impacted them so positively. There have been so many different aspects of this that have given them confidence. They've learned amazing arts and crafts that they didn't know about before. They've learned drama because they've had to act out a lot of the characters that they cosplaying, and they've been allowed the freedom to express themselves in a creative way. And not only is it accepted, but in this community it's celebrated.
You encourage your learners to create their costumes economically. How do you go about doing this?
I've developed a reputation in the cosplay community as a very thrifty cosplayer. A lot of my costumes cost very, very little, and it's forced me to be very creative because I've had to think outside the box in order to make my costumes look as good as the expensive ones. And I've been teaching the children mostly recycling. It is a very eco-friendly school, so that's been a wonderful benefit, that they've learned how to take ordinary things that you would throw away, like bottles or cardboard boxes, and they're using those to make their cosplays.
Heather, how does cosplay fit into the Montessori philosophy?
The Montessori philosophy speaks to the sensitive periods of the child, and between the ages of 6 and 12, social justice and imagination are a huge thing. So with cosplay, they're able to access the people they want to become and the way they want to define themselves, who they want to be in terms of integrity, what legacy they want to leave, and how they want to affect the world around them. So we've encouraged them to choose, obviously, positive superheroes so that they can integrate all those positive, strong qualities from the superheroes they admire into themselves and live those out in their circle of influence. Empowering our children to dress up as their superhero, and not only dress up as their superhero, but become the positive attributes of that superhero.
I like dressing up as Avatar Neytiri because she's brave, smart and respectful. Like when she found the man in the jungle, her father said he must teach him the ways, and she did. Then they became best friends. I chose Cinderella because I find she always looks for the good in situations. When her family died and she got a horrible step-family and stepsisters that were always nasty to her, she always looked for the good and she was always happy. And I like that she had a pet rat named Gus Gus.
My favorite superhero is Green Arrow, and I like Green Arrow because he protects his city and his people, and he stops bad guys from doing bad things to the people and the city.
My favorite superhero character is Kid Flash because he shows independence and he's strong, confident and brave.
With a positive reception from learners and their parents, the school aims on introducing cosplay as part of their curriculum, and it's really not difficult to see why, after experiencing just how much of a positive income this teaching method has on the young ones. Guys, what can I help you with?
You can help paint us and everything.
So exciting indeed, hey?
Yes, very, very exciting. Well, listen, October is here and it's widely regarded as a spooky month. Halloween is all over social media during this time, and spooky movies are filling up the cinemas. But where in the world did Halloween originate? Well, show us your travel smarts by guessing where in the world this week's mystery city is, and share your guesses on Twitter and Facebook with hashtag Expresso Show.
Okay, so shall we begin with some clues? Here you go. Halloween's origins dates back more than 2,000 100 years ago, and it originally marked the end of summer harvest and the beginning of the cold winter months in the Northern Hemisphere.
Oh, okay.
Interesting stuff.
Right.
Now, the festival of Samhain is believed to be the original celebration of Halloween, as it was celebrated over the evening of the 31st of October.
Okay, those are some good clues. Some more clues here. Aside from the ancient influences, this city also hosts the world's biggest Halloween party with more than 30,000 people dressed up and in attendance every single year. And this city is also the only remaining completely intact walled city in its country and the finest example of a walled city in Europe.
Ah, and it's gorgeous as well. So if you think you know where our mystery destination is this morning, you can let us know. Go to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, use the official hashtag Expresso Show, and let us know where in the world did we travel to today.
Anywhere tropical, that's where I'll go. Hey,
yes.
anywhere tropical. Listen.
Yeah, well, it's Travel Tuesday, and it's also Tuesday Tunes with our very own Katlego. Now, you have the opportunity to head on over to social media and vote for the song you would love to hear him sing, and you better hurry up because he's been sound checking and it sounds amazing.
Lovely. And Lynn, we're going to be jumping into the kitchen. While we're at that, the chocolate muffins look amazing, by the way. Please, Princess, can I have one? We're going to be jumping into the kitchen. Southern fried chicken steak sandwich. How's that for a mouthful? That's coming your way after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Voted best courier in South Africa for over 10 years, at Globeflight, our approach is to simply keep our word. When the quality of our courier service was certified ISO 9001 compliant, it only confirmed what Globeflight customers already know, that from domestic same day to international air freight, Globeflight delivers smiles 24/7, 365.
So intro. Okay. Wake me up.
Wake me up, I think is going to be first.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show right here on SABC3. Now, you know when you hear that tune, what it means? Because millions of people celebrate their birthday every single day around the world. So today, the 9th of October, we decided to just take a second and highlight some people having a few birthdays today.
That's right. Well, if it's your birthday today, you're celebrating it alongside model and socialite Bella Hadid. It's her birthday today. She comes from a family of models, most notably her mother Yolanda and her sister Gigi Hadid. Now, she began modeling at the age of 16, and just 4 years later, in 2016, she was awarded or named Model of the Year.
Exactly. Also celebrating his birthday today is winning director Guillermo del Toro, best known for his work on dark films including Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, Pacific Rim, and of course recently The Shape of Water, which is brilliant. I love that. And of course he was awarded Best Director and Best Picture at the 2017 Academy Awards. He is incredible, this man.
Very talented.
Really,
Happy
awesome.
birthday to you. And then, of course, we also have a lovely viewer who, in fact, Charmaine, Colin and Yvonne would like to give a very big and special happy birthday to Calvin Karupan, who's turning 40 years old today.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you, Calvin.
Absolutely. Well, that's our bite-sized dose of birthdays. If you are celebrating a birthday from our Expresso family to you, we want to wish you a happy birthday. May you have an incredible day and God's richest blessings. And of course, may the year ahead be absolutely awesome.
Now, Discovery's Vitality is a health program that rewards you for living well. And for the first ever time, Vitality is now open to all South Africans, but for 10 weeks only. And here to give us all the ins and outs of how the Vitality Open works and how you can win prizes and rewards, including healthy food from Woolies for Life, is Dr. Craig Nossel, head of Vitality. Great to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Tell me all about the Vitality Open. You've been seeing ads of it all over TV, and I'm very interested to find out what it's all about.
So for us, it's super exciting. I mean, Vitality's been going just over 20 years now, and our focus is about making people healthy. And the challenge is we all wake up in the morning, we want to be healthy, we want to eat healthier, we want to exercise, but it's not always so easy.
True, this is true.
And so our role really is how do we incentivize people and make it that much easier and nudge them to make healthier choices.
Yeah.
And we've seen impact has been quite phenomenal, not just in South Africa, but across the globe. We're in America, in Australia, China, in fact, all over the world now. And we just thought, you know, how do we take what we've done and open it up to the broader South African population? We have a lot of challenges with people being overweight, people not exercising enough.
As a nation, yeah.
As a nation. I mean, we did this thing a few weeks ago, the Fitter City Index, comparing the different cities. Cape Town came up on top, but still more than half of us just aren't active enough.
Yeah.
And so we say, how do we use what we've got and get more people in South Africa to be active, but also driving better? And that's what Vitality Open's about. We lose 14,000 people lose their lives on the road in South Africa each year. And, you know, it's just about small things that we can do, about being more conscious about how we drive around, how active we are. And that's what Vitality Open is, opening it up to everyone in South Africa who's got a smartphone. So you just need to download the app, and we reward people. And so each week, if you do your exercise goals, and it's just getting people to exercise 3 times in the week.
Yeah.
You know, which seems...
And that's not a lot. That's 3 times in a week. If you break it down, you can skip a day in between. So
absolutely. So
there's rest day.
It's really not that difficult, but people do find it difficult.
I can imagine.
And so that's why we reward them. So people at the end of the week, if you hit your goal, achieve your goal, you get to do a gameplay. So we've created this really cool board, and you pick the tile on the board, and there are great prizes there, from coffees and smoothies. In fact, already, you know, over the last few years, we've given away over 5 million smoothies. Or let me say not give away, our members have earned over 5 million smoothies. Over 7.5 million rand we've given to different charities because our members have been active. And so that's really the focus of Vitality Open. And I find it, you know, I achieve my goal, I go into the game board. My kids are 18 years old, so they're not small kids, but we still all get excited, like, what are we going to get this week? And, you know, if you get a diamond on the game board, you can win amazing prizes. You get into a prize draw to win, as you said earlier, healthy food from Woolworths for life.
And when you say for life, you mean...
I mean for life. Yeah, so if you're 25, 30 years old, unfortunately, I'm not quite that young, that's a long time to be getting food from Woolies for. But iPhones, travel...
I was looking at that ad and it said, you know, the latest iPhone for life, free healthy food for life. And what's the other benefit again? The possible other prize that you could
So I mean, they're tyres for life.
Yes, exactly.
You know, travel. I mean, we just had earlier on your show, you had Protea Hotels, which is one of our partners. And so I think the whole idea is, let's get South Africa active. Let's get us driving better. But importantly, we want to be rewarded for our behaviour. Yeah. You know, so reward often comes in the way of we're healthier, we live longer, we live a better life. But so there's the game board. I mean, it really is a lot of fun. And as I said, whether you're 5 years old, 55 years old, 65 years old, the kind of idea of I've earned this and what can I get? And really has been quite engaging. We've had over 100,000 people that weren't engaged with Vitality before, using the game board, starting to look at how healthy they are, what the things that they can do.
Are you getting any kind of feedback from those that have engaged, that have taken on the opportunity to become...
It's been very positive. I mean, the Active Rewards program, which has been running for 3 years now, we've seen a 30% shift in the amount of activity that people are doing. So the health impact of that, and if we know we just do one extra bit of exercise session a week, 2 extra sessions, our risk of dying almost halves. Wow. You know, so it's not, you know, this is all fun and it's exciting, but we really have a health challenge that we face in South Africa. Yeah. In fact, globally. And that's what I think we mustn't forget is, let's do the fun stuff, but let's just get active, you know, and it's not that difficult.
So how do I at home right now become a Vitality Open member?
So all you need to do, pick up your phone, download the Discovery app.
Yeah.
Everything is in there. It's all on the app. Details there. Just register the details. It's a quick process. I think the thing we've learned to just make things easy for people.
Absolutely.
The more complicated it is, the less people want to do it. And you know, just if on a Saturday morning, there are 155 park runs around the country.
In beautiful areas.
Absolutely.
For you to just really soak in the fresh air, the sun, the company of your community members around you.
Well, I think that's the thing. I was at Delta on Saturday, I ran the park, and there were about 2,000 people there. And, you know, just people in the community that, you know, we're so busy with our everyday lives, in our work environments, to go out and spend time in the beautiful parks we have and be active, but also be social. And I think that's the thing, that being healthy actually... It can be a challenge, but it is fun, it's engaging, and through our amazing partnerships, we're able to do really exciting things.
Absolutely, very exciting stuff. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Nossel. Much appreciated. Of course, if all of these incredible Vitality rewards doesn't get you pumped to download the app right now, come on. Did you listen to that? Can you imagine getting free healthy food for life? Tires for life, all of that. Get downloading on that app, register your details right now, and I'm sure it will be worth your while.
Well, continuing with that great news, in fact, we've done it. And what I'm talking about is we've put out a challenge for, you know, for sponsors and partners to help us on Mandela Day. And this is to rise alongside Rise Against Hunger to help us sponsor and package 100,000 meals for some of South Africa's most vulnerable children. And the great news is that call has been answered.
And we love it. Thank you very, very much for coming to the party. But with Table Bay and Maynard Mall to follow, all right? We'll be kicking off our first 50,000 Meal Pack Day this coming Saturday. That's the 13th of October at the venue where it all began. We're talking about Kenilworth Centre, and it's incredible, the amount of people that just gets in there and gets involved. It's amazing. It'll be commencing at 9 a.m. So please join the Expresso family, especially if you're a student at school and you would like some of your representatives to join us for the final pack live on the show. It's going to happen in November. So basically how it works, the school with the most learners packing books their ticket to our live show.
Oh, how exciting. And of course, the Meals for Mandela, that kicks off at Kenilworth Centre this coming Saturday. Now, you can check out all of the details on Expresso's Facebook page. And of course, let us know if you want to join this incredible movement. I think it's absolutely incredible.
Well, we've asked you to vote for your favorite song that you'd like Katlego Mabue to perform for you this morning on #TuesdayTunes, and your votes have arrived fast and thick. Nkilo at 22%, Wake Me Up by Aloe Black at 53% in the lead, as well as Justin Timberlake's Senorita at 25%. And Kat is about to give you the performance of his life with the one that's at 53%.
Well, it is Tuesday Tunes time, and of course, we put out the options, and you, the people, have voted. And you know what? We always give the people what they want. And what you want right now is Wake Me Up by Aloe Black. Kat.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They said I'm caught up in a dream. Life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes, and that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was wrong. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. carrying the weight of the world, but I only have 2 hands. I hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plan. Wish that I could stay forever this young. I'm not afraid to close my eyes, but life's a game that's meant for everyone, and love is blind. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. Oh, 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 so wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. 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 I didn't know, didn't know, didn't know. Wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning movie time with JP Sebastian. Early on, we took a look at some of the biggest trailers in the movie world right now, including The Upside. I cannot wait to see that movie. I can't believe I'm so excited for the movie.
No one
It's
cares.
madness.
Can we just give this man a minute to just breathe after singing beautifully for us? Just multitasking, making me feel like a lord over here.
No, it's all good, man.
That was amazing, man.
Thank you very much. So we got some more trailers to share, right?
Yes, indeed. And so these aren't necessarily the indie small art house ones I was showing earlier. These are the larger commercial appeal
big
ones.
blockbuster ones.
Yes, indeed. The ones that are going to make some big money.
Black 47.
Yes, that name is strong enough as it is. And
ironically, no black people on the poster.
Well, if you can find a black person in 1800s Ireland, then by all means, like, probably more rare than a four-leaf clover. The story is that a man who was fighting for the British Army, sort of in a special forces kind of capacity, back in the day, nogal, with like flintlock and all that kind of stuff, goes back to his home of Ireland, where he sees that all the wars he's been put through, all the strife, has been for naught, basically. Because in real life, what was going down was the great, what they refer to as the potato famine in Ireland, which you can argue was precipitated by their British occupiers, because obviously Ireland was under the direct rule of Britain. So I love nothing more than a movie that's like Braveheart, where someone just goes ham on the colonizer. And speaking of ham, they just showed a pig's face. I didn't mean to do that.
Great.
And so this guy decides he's going to get his revenge because he sees what the people who he had just served in their army, what they had done to his family, including killing his brother, including occupying his land, including starving his people. And the dude's got, for some reason, 2 flintlocks. That's going to be an insane scene, I have no doubt. But it looks really stylish and heartfelt. And that's the scene where a guy says, "I'm not leaving here without you." And then he says, "Then you're not leaving at all."
Wow.
So it's going to be non-stop.
Take that.
Testosterone and potatoes.
Then people were completely making a big fuss about the transformation that Christian Bale underwent for his role here in this movie.
This guy can't
Vice.
be doing healthy things to his body, right?
The untold story that changed the course of history. Tell me about Vice.
Vice is based on the ex-vice president, Dick Cheney, who you're about to see Christian Bale playing. That is Batman.
Like what? No man. Is that no? That's makeup, right?
That's
no
Bale.
man.
No, the dude is rotund. He's filled out. He's corpulent. And on the other side of the table, shame. Everyone's ignoring Sam Rockwell, who's a great actor as well. He plays George Bush. Steve Carell is Donald Rumsfeld. So Adam McKay is a director who I love dearly. He recently, I mean, we know him for doing Anchorman and a lot of funny movies like Talladega Nights, but most recently was The Big Short, which was nigh on a masterpiece about what happened with the economic crisis of 2008 and who exactly needs to be jailed. And here he is again with his laying out his feelings of who needs to be jailed. So he's profiling war criminals, Dick Cheney, George Bush, and Donald Rumsfeld in a totally unflinching way, just trying to tell the truth about what they did to precipitate a war on terrorism that prevails to this day and actually hasn't resolved anything. Adam McKay is like a scalpel when it comes to these stories, and I'm sure it's going to be thrilling as well as insanely insightful.
And then once we've all gotten over Christian Bale's transformation, we'll actually focus on what the movie's all about. That's
On a second viewing.
It blows possibly. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
I'm super keen about this.
Yeah.
So if you're tired of maybe superhero movies taking a similar speed, a similar tempo, a similar style, they're all in a very kind of, because they're all working towards something. This is kind of an offshoot. This is totally animated, and what you find about these animations, if you watch some of these, they don't necessarily make the big numbers that Avengers and all those kinds of things do, but they get more time to go into like the flesh and blood and the details of fleshing out the story and stuff, rather than just, oh, here's a famous face. So I'm not going to try and go into the physics of how this works, but Into the Spider-Verse is a story about multiverses where there are several spider people, I suppose, including spider animals.
So basically, we're in the arachniverse.
Okay,
it's there, you know what I mean? Like, it's just spiders everywhere.
That's the official word from now on. We'll get a professor to confirm it. And Miles Morales is the leading Spider-Man. He's a half Puerto Rican, half African-American Spider-Man who grew up in Brooklyn. The animation style is beautiful. As you can see, there are like these little patches where it looks like you're looking at a comic book, and then other patches where it looks like cel shading. So like the dimpled effect, like that process printing of the colors. It looks so lush and so pretty, but it's and as you can see, little sound effects, thwip, whatever, the actual text of it on the movie. It's got there Gwen Stacy, which is another spider person, I suppose you should put it. And then there's Spider Ham as well, John Mulaney, a little pig that is Spider-Man. It's hard to explain.
No!
But
they stole it from The Simpsons.
Spider Pig, yeah. But I feel like they're comic book fans behind the camera. He's sort of like nodding, saying, yeah, Spider Ham's always been there. Okay, yeah, we get an approval. But I look forward to it. Stylistically, it looks beautiful, it looks lush, and they look like they're biting off a lot of story and possibly giving these comic book movies a chance to air the blankets a bit.
Breathe a little, yeah.
Oh, you're giving me a hint, okay.
No, as in, like, you know what JP, thanks very much, man. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Kat.
Exciting stuff on the movie Horizon. Let us know which movies have caught your attention, which trailers have caught your attention. Share those with us on our social media platforms. #Expresso Show.
Creamonaise is the only mayonnaise with Clover cream. Made with love by Clover.
All right, it's time for some Made with Love by Clover realness in the kitchen here. Now, fried chicken sandwiches are super trendy right now. I mean, fried chicken is my absolute guilty pleasure.
Is that why you're singing?
Yes, Made with Love by Clover. Foodies everywhere are flocking to hotspots to get their bite of these gourmet snacks. Now, this morning we're bringing you a VIP Southern fried chicken steak sandwich made with our secret ingredient, the Clover Creamonaise, which makes it extra smooth and creamy with just the right amount of tanginess. Now, this is going to be a sandwich you will forever crave. You're going to make it for us.
Look, can you just say that slowly? Southern fried chicken steak sandwich.
Man.
It's a mouthful, like you said. It's trendy right now, and you can't go wrong with a fried chicken, some good Southern comfort chicken. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. So it's very, very easy to make. Like you said, we're using creamonaise to make it nice and smooth. We have some mayonnaise. It's the only one that's got fresh dairy in there as well. So it's going to create this really smooth texture to it with that crunchy chicken as well.
So it makes it creamy as well.
It is delicious. So what we've done here, we've got some flour, with some coarse salt in there as well, and some smoked paprika. We're just going to mix that all around. And then what we've done with our chicken breast, right, that's some amasi. So we just marinate it in amasi so it's going to become nice and tender.
All right.
Yeah, man.
How long do you marinate it for?
Look, you don't know, a couple of hours maybe. You can do overnight if you really want to, but I mean, it's really not essential.
It's up to you,
I would say about 3-4 hours maybe. That'd be great.
Okay.
So you can see that nice little pinkish tinge from our smoked paprika.
Yeah.
And now, my friend, we're just going to get it in there. So I'm going to get my hands dirty.
Let's do that.
And then
I'll watch you do it.
Bro, so there we go, just like that. Into the flour. Give it a nice little whirl around. Make sure that it all sticks nicely.
Yeah. And the secret really is always to make sure it sticks all round, right? Because you don't want patches of the chicken that are looking a bit dodgy.
No, and look at that. So slowly, I'm just going to drop this in very slowly.
I'll step back.
Just like that. Let's do the other one as well. Bro, this is going to be delicioso. Make sure it sticks nicely. You can really get that nice smoked paprika flavor on there. That's one amazing, amazing spice to use. Just like that.
You always do it with so much love. Like,
Bro.
I watch you every time you're in the kitchen. It's always just like so passionate.
Man, this is beautiful. So you fry it nicely. Your oil shouldn't be too hot. Otherwise, you're going to get like a burnt on the outside, not going to be completely cooked on the inside. So you let it go now. You'll see it's going to become very, very nice. Let me just wash my hands here quickly.
Yeah.
There we go.
And when you're frying chicken, I suppose, the one thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're actually paying attention. You're sticking around as close as possible to the pan, especially when you've kept the oil burning for a long time.
And you've got to be careful as well when working with hot oil like that, man. All right. The keyword is clover. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. Here we have our finished fried clover breast, chicken breast. There we go. So now we're just going to quickly assemble it. So we've got a bread. So you've got these beautiful little breads. You can, of course, toast them as well.
Yeah.
So we're just going to layer it just on like that. All right. We've got some gherkins, which is always going to go nice with your chicken.
Yeah.
And then let's get some of this creaminess going as well. There we go. Just nice little dollop on there.
Okay, let's go, let's go.
Yes, don't be shy, don't be shy. Give us another one there.
Generosity.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Okay.
And then we have a little bit of salt and pepper on this side. Just keep an eye on that. Just give it a bit of a dusting.
Oh, Salt Bay.
There we go. Yeah, it took over the world. Bam, bam, just like that. And then you can match it. Bro,
nice,
quick, easy, and that's how you make it, just like that. Hey,
this looks
what
like
do you
something
say?
I want to dig into. I want to get involved with this right now.
Southern fried chicken steak sandwich. So there we have it. Look at that, turning it around. Beautiful. Keyword is clover. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. You can also log on to our website, expressoshow.com. Very easy. Hear those steps one more time.
With the smooth and creamy taste of clover cremonnaise, the Southern fried chicken sandwich recipe is the ultimate gourmet stack. To make this recipe, you will need clover cremonnaise, chicken breast fillets, sourdough bread slices, 1 cup of clover amasi, half a cup of flour, 1 heaped teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 to 4 gherkins for garnishing. Start off by pouring the clover amasi over the chicken fillets and allow to marinate for 1 hour. Mix together the flour, paprika, and salt. Remove the chicken fillets from the clover amasi and place it into the flour mixture. Then coat evenly. Place the coated chicken fillets into heated oil and fry until golden brown. To assemble the sandwich, place the fried chicken fillets onto a slice of sourdough bread. Top with gherkins and a dollop of clover cremonnaise. This is going to be a sandwich you'll forever crave.
Made with love by Clover.
Easy like that. The keyword is clover. SMS that to 33728. So when you're done with your chicken breast, you literally just drain it on some kitchen paper and you are good to go. Yeah, my man.
Made with love by you and...
This man couldn't even wait. Dig in there, man. Enjoy. That's breakfast. I think that's a great way. Easy, kind of a weekday meal as well. Clover's that keyword. Try it out. 33728 is the keyword, the number that you need to SMS to. You can check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. This was special, my brother. We can share a sandwich together.
Cremonnaise is the only mayonnaise with clover cream. Made with love by Clover.
Well, your Tuesday tunes certainly aren't over. After the break, Kat performs the last track for you, but you need to go and vote. Now, he's already done Alush Black, Wake Me Up, but now that you're awake, go and vote, whether it's Justin Timberlake or Maria Makeba. We'll see you after the break.
Yeah? It's a bit loud on the floor.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, friends, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Right now, though, it's time for Kat to take to the stage with a classic, Nkilo Nkilo by Maria Makeba. Take it away.
City Je